have Scott Kibbe coming on soon, very next, for Fun Facts. And after that, we'll get on with the pregame show.
Right. Well, you can, if we can, hit some of the highlights now. I mean, we can probably go ahead and do that now. Just some of the highlights. Like what I'm talking about is like you see, Jarrell is coming in with a 1-5 record. How that matches up to Navarro now coming in at good for him too. So
that's exactly right. So your Panthers come off a big win, a big district win over the Lago Vista Vikings, which was a huge win because it's going to. In the first half, and then they fought back in the football game with their receivers and their quarterback. Their quarterback, both the receiver and their quarterback, both went and are playing college football right now.
Right.
And so Jarrell is no one to sleep on, like you said. Don't overlook him.
Yeah. When you look at 1-5, that's not indicative. You'll hear that if we get to the coach's interview with Coach Blunt. He talks about that a little bit, that you just have to look at the skill players and know that they can move the ball. So Jarrell is going to be a tough team, even though they had the loss 49-13 to Wimbo last week. But I don't think, again, that's indicative of what they can do. They can strike fast, they can move the ball, they can do all that. So we're waiting to see how that's going to pan out tonight, because that's a good test for our defense against, for going further in district in the playoffs as well.
And it's, if you think about it, who were the last 4 standing teams last year in the playoffs? It was Wimberley, it was us, it was Jarrell, and it was Lago Vista.
Right.
And so Lago Vista rolled through. They lost in the 3rd round just like we did.
Right.
So Coach Blunt's, to back him up there.
Right.
You can't overlook them. They finished at the same, even though they didn't have the same record.
Right.
They finished at the same, distance or marathon that we did, right? We're welcoming them in to our ever-famous 32-year statistician, Navarro expert, historian, whatever you want to call him. He's
Scott Kibbe.
It's just good to see you this week, Lance. Glad you're here. So,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What do you got for us tonight?
Tonight's fact is Guards Coach Blunt. His record in Navarro now 56-17. With a win tonight, he will become the second winningest, tied for the second winningest coach in Navarro history, with Len Havron.
There we
57 wins. The all-time winningest, of course, Coach Les Goad with 108.
Right.
But pretty good for 6 years. Just his 6th season, so certainly moving up there. I told him about it this week. I don't know if he was that thrilled, but he has other things on his mind. But they'll coach don't think much of those individual milestones, but certainly be a mark for him. Really, 3 Navarro coaches have had significant numbers of wins. Those are those last 3.
Those 3, yeah. Since what, 2000?
1998.
Okay,
when
close,
Coach,
right?
Coach
1998.
Arrived,
Yeah. Okay. Well,
that's interesting, fun facts. So, and real quick, your predictions in this game. What do you think you see?
I think a lot of scoring. I think it's hard to stop. As Panthers defense played well, but there's a lot of talent on that Jarrell offense.
Yeah,
but
we just talked about that.
They've been giving up 47 points a game. I think their line can get pushed around a little bit. So I expect a lot of scoring. The main thing for the Panthers is get some early stops, no turnovers. Don't give them some chance to really give Jarrell much of a chance to really get some confidence in this game, because you let them hang around, you
never know what can happen. That's right. We saw that in the first half against the Giddings team that was right there with us, and then finally the Panthers could, shut the door a little bit there in the second half. So,
really second half last year, Jarrell really showed
Yeah.
what they could do, put up a comeback, but had a big enough lead to where, they
had some cushion.
weather it.
Yeah. Well, all right, Scott Kibbe, thank you. And you can see his articles in the Seguin Gazette, and you can see him on Facebook. And are you on Instagram as well?
Not that I'm aware
not
of.
you.
I may be. I don't know.
All right, Scott, thanks again for that fun fact.
All right, thank you.
So here we go. So we're 1-0 in district. And, we're looking forward to next week, right? But
we got to get past Jarrell.
But
right?
we got to get past Jarrell. So a couple of facts about the Panthers. We're averaging about 365 yards per game, 297 yards on the ground, 68 yards in the air.
With 410 yards, though, I have to throw that in. That's a total of passing for the Panthers.
Right.
Isn't that awesome?
No, that's right. And rushing wise, we're looking at Antoine. Antoine, we should have asked
Scott
about Antoine, because Antoine he's got 712 yards and 7 TDs, and he will pass. He's averaging about 118 yards a game. He will pass tonight, probably, right?
All right.
Probably.
Well, cross our fingers. Yeah.
Right? He will probably pass his all-time record as he's a senior. So as a sophomore, he had about 800 yards. Last year, he had about 800 yards. I've got 801 yards and 10 TDs last year. More than likely, Antoine Mabane will pass his all-time rushing record for a season in the 7th football game.
Awesome. Wow.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens there. And, as far as the Panthers go, we're +4 on the turnover margin, which is
better than we were at this point last year.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
We were negative. We were in the negative.
That's
so
right.
Good deal.
And the thing I see with the Panthers, though, before we play next week, is I would love to see them clean up. We're averaging about 101 yards per game in penalties, and I would, in a big game. Not that this is not a big game, guys.
This is a big game.
This is a big game, but next week
it's even bigger,
especially, right?
Right. It's a rival, It's a rival.
And I'm not looking ahead to next week. We've got to win tonight, but I'm just saying if we've got to trim down. We're averaging 101 yards a game in penalties, 606 yards and 64 penalties on the year in 6 games.
Yeah, that's a lot.
And that's a bunch.
Yep.
But that will kill us.
Yeah.
Kill us
next
week, or at least down the road, right?
Yes, sir.
And so let's get that. And then, my other big thing for tonight for the Panthers is let's develop some continuity on that offensive line.
Right.
And not that we haven't moved the ball, but I think next week it's going to be imperative.
Right.
And tonight it's imperative that we use our strength, right?
Right.
I mean, I just said 297 yards a game and 68 yards in the air. We know slot T, 100%. We've got to develop that continuity on the line, and I know the Panthers were working on that in the off week. We worked on it last week. We don't have Matt Richardson tonight, but he's back next week.
Awesome.
I talked to him the other day at the volleyball game. He is back next week, and so at the end of the day.
Well, real quick on that note, let's go ahead and listen to Coach Blunt's interview. Let's have the audience listen to him, and then we'll come back, and then we'll talk a little bit more about Jarrell. How about that?
Let's do that.
All right. Well, you're going to be listening to Coach Blunt's interview that I had with him earlier tonight. Good evening. This is Hank Dietert with Navarro Panther Network, down on the field with Coach Rod Blunt, the head coach of your Navarro Panthers. Coach, thank you for joining us this evening.
Sir, I appreciate you having us.
All right, Coach. Now, you had a pretty tough game, pretty good physical game with Lago Vista. You come out ahead 27-13. And so what are some of the real high points that you take from that game?
It was a big ball game for playoff standings and getting back at those guys. Losing last year, going out on it. But the main thing is kids learned a great job. They did a great job of coming out, focused and ready to play, fix some of the major areas that we were looking at for the week. And still a lot of stuff to fix and get better at, but I thought they played a pretty great game offensively and defensively last week.
All right, Coach. Now, yeah, the Jarrell Cougars, they come in with a 1-5 record, but I don't think that's indicative of how they can play. So they have some offensive weapons, and I've seen them on film move the ball quite well, and they can strike quick. So how are you planning to stop that quick strike offense?
They're impressive, and they got some really good skill kids that they can go at any second. And so we just got to make sure we limit their big plays, make sure we know where their key players are, and we play assignment football tonight, and we can't afford to miss a tackle, because you miss a tackle on one of these guys, and they're off to the races, and you're not going to catch them.
Now, Coach, on offense, you know, teams have seen you already on film, and well, I guess not film anymore, digital video, but, you know, and so is there that, you know, learning curve for other teams to kind of figure out as the year goes on, and is that something that you're looking at against Jarrell here tonight for your offense against their defense?
Yes, sir. You know, we just want to come out and run our stuff, our base stuff, and try to attack them. And when we need to, throw a wrinkle in every once in a while to get to them. We always have it, just when we want to use it at that right time. But the defense is very fast and comes in and makes a lot of plays, so you got to play assignment football. We expect them to stack a lot of guys on the line of scrimmage tonight, so we got to be able to hit something in the passing game.
All right, Coach. Now, on special teams, that I would think is something about your coverage that you're going to have to make sure. I know one thing is just don't punt the ball, right? Score every time you get it, but with this team, I think you would have to have a very good coverage because of those skill guys. So what are some of the things you worked on this week?
Yes, sir. Our kickoff team and our punt team, making sure we're trying to put the ball in the right area for them, and our guys getting downfield fast, staying in their lanes, avoiding ball side, and getting back in their lanes and wrapping up and making a tackle. But, you know, they're scary in all those aspects, but we can't let those guys get a head start and running downhill.
Now, I know you've had the 3-block punts this year, I believe, and now you're looking at the punt team in particular. There's some things that you did this week to shore that up?
Yes, sir. We're making sure that we're catching it and getting rid of it. We got to design how we run it, and it's been effective for us, and it's kind of been slow this year, so we're working on getting that fixed, attacking what we need to, and getting rid of the ball, and shoring up the blocking up front.
All right, Coach, your keys to victory tonight.
Limit big plays defensively. We can't let them, you know, they're a big play team, and we got to stop those, limit those as much as we possibly can. We need to drive the ball offensively, keep their offense off the field, keep them out of rhythm, and we got to press the kicking game and make a big break in the kicking game tonight.
All right, Coach. Well, good luck to you tonight. Wish you all the best.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
All right, we're back.
All right.
So there was Coach Blunt. You heard a little bit from Coach Blunt, and probably reinforced a couple of things that we've spoken about, Hank.
All right.
Now we're going to jump into the Jarrell. Little bit of a preview about Jarrell. Jarrell, you know, is 1-5, but, you know, as I looked at him this week, they have got a great group of skill position players.
Right.
And so you can't overlook them. I mean, when I say great, they rival some of the best in the entire district and of all the teams we played. So it's starting at quarterback. They've got number 2. He's a junior, Nico Rodriguez. He's an accurate guy. He's got a quick release. And you know what? He's going to test us deep. And he likes to hold on to the ball as well, and he likes to run. He's got some speed. He runs a 4.6 40. So, again, he's there's no slouch here with the skill positions. At running back, averaging 7 yards a carry is the senior, Jamarian Niblett. And he's fast. He's physical. He's got 7 touchdowns. He averages 115 yards a game.
Yeah. I mean, they move the ball. That's for sure.
I mean,
Niblett is. I mean, he's one of their star players. But go ahead. I'll let you finish.
No, I mean, you can't let. You've got to contain these guys, right? And get off your blocks. And I will say they've got a big line. They're strong. Okay, from what I've seen, really big. But we're going to use our quickness there. We're going to use our quickness off the edges for a speed game for passing. And as well, and then they've got a group of receivers that are fast, led by number 4, Mason Dotson. He's a senior. Again, a fast guy. He's a little guy, 5'8", 150, but, man, he can run like the wind. And then they've got a big physical guy, number 17, Eli Jones. And another guy they like to hit on the deep ball is looks like number 1, Jacob Carruthers. But Hank, when you talked to Coach Blunt tonight, he mentioned one more guy, right?
Actually, the offensive coordinator gave me this information, and that was Coach Taylor. But I did confirm it with Coach Blunt. Let's say that. So but there's a player that we haven't seen yet to this year, Jalen Harris, a senior, and he's tall, he's athletic, and he didn't play against Wimberley last week, and so. Both coaches believe he could be a serious factor in this game tonight as a wide receiver, maybe even seeing him on some jet sweeps, things like that, too.
Okay.
Quick slants, bubble screens, I mean, you name it, this guy can do it. And you could also, see if he can hit it at its highest point, catch the ball at its highest point, and throw that fade, and he's there.
Well, and that's important, too, because, I mean, it sounds like they've got, again, a bunch of skill position players. The question, I think, for our Panthers is can they protect long enough to hit those guys, right? Especially a deep ball, right? Because if you can't protect for very long, you can't protect it. You're not going to be able to hit those long routes. But they've got some heavy hitters, and don't miscount them, because last year we were up big, right? And then in the second half, They had a different quarterback. They had probably the best passing quarterback in the entire district last year, and he went on. He's playing college football.
Yeah.
I looked him up. I couldn't tell exactly where he went to college because it just had like 3 letters, like NHL. But
he's playing at the next level.
But he's playing at the next level.
Right. Awesome.
So and he had a gun and
awesome.
But anyways, let's switch over to the Jarrell defense. And the Jarrell defense has got 7 seniors, is what I recognized over the week. He's got 7 seniors led by number 11, the senior linebacker, Dylan Percy. He leads the team in tackles. He's all over the field. Watch for him tonight. And then what I thought was interesting, though, good for the Panthers, is they got Mason Dotson. Again, he leads the team in interceptions, returns one for a touchdown. He's a great tackler. Blah, 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 number 4. And then but what I'm trying to say is it seems like they've got a bunch of players in their secondary.
That play both ways?
Yeah. So, again, probably maybe get tired out, but I didn't see a bunch of horses up on in the front 7.
Right. And you would think that you would see, some of the I think maybe we will. It's just I think they're going to do it by rotation. But
there you go.
We'll have to see how Jarrell does that. But I'm telling you that secondary is pretty much their wide receiver core as well. And so they're going to be running all over the field if the Panthers could get to that second level quite a bit, throw the ball when they need to, pick their spots. And I think that's the one thing, and I wanted to go back a little bit to a Panther offense, is that no interceptions for Schulke. And they're picking their spots. He's 16 of 23 with no interceptions. And that means that, this year that the coaches are really particular about their picking their spots. I still like passing on first or second down in a slot T when you can, But
yes, 100% agree.
Yeah, and I think we'll see that tonight. So before we go any further, how about if we go and look at your keys to the game tonight, if we get that pulled up and ready to go. So we'll pull up Lance's keys to the game. So there's Lance's keys to the game.
So, just to summarize my keys to the game is real quick, is play Navarro football tonight. I don't know if you have to throw the ball or show a bunch to Wimberley, but be physical. Keep your, on defense, keep the guys in front of you. And you know what? For next week and for this game and for every game, and I think this is one of my keys on, you got to clean up the penalties. You can't do that. But I think the key to tonight for the Panthers is play your game.
There you go.
Play your game. Offense, defense, special teams, control the clock, pound them, be physical. Here we go.
Yeah, and that's I'm close. I'm a little bit different in this one, but here are my keys to the game. Get those up here. And don't overlook or underestimate Jarrell. I mean, I talked to Coach Taylor about that as well and Coach Blunt, but don't overlook or underestimate Jarrell. They can come out and they can hit you hard, and they, you give them some confidence, and you never know, and let them hang around like Scott Kibbe said.
Yeah.
And so limit big plays. Don't let them have those big plays downfield. Don't let them get behind you.
No.
Similar to what you had said. And then play with intensity from beginning to end. This is a district game, and you got to come with emotion and play with intensity.
That's right.
So that's my keys to the game, and you may have heard some of those with Coach Blunt, but I actually did these way before I had an interview.
Yeah. Hey, I can vouch for him. He did. He emailed me a couple days ago, and that was way before he did the Blunt interview. So.
And that's you have it for the keys of the game, and also you saw the little anytime you see the QR code in a pregame or during the game, that's for donating to the Audiovisual Club here at Navarro. The students are running it. Also, me and Lance are volunteers. Miss Wells is also the sponsor, Miss Beatrice Wells. And then we have some other volunteers as well tonight, as Stefan and one of the students, Josh Brooks and Jeremiah Sanchez. And so we appreciate them being out here and making this happen. And one thing you mentioned, Lance, earlier is about the wind. The wind is still blowing really hard from the, I guess you would say more of the west.
The north.
North.
The front.
Turned around here.
Yeah. No, the the front is moving in as we speak. And as you see the humidity drop, I'm sure the players love that because, boy, we've had a rough summer and even into the fall and September. But yeah, keep an eye on that though, Hank.
Right.
Because I think as we move left to right, which is in front of us in the field, and we are on the home side tonight, that the wind out of the north will continue to blow as the game gets longer, as that front moves in. And when I say right now, it looks like it's blowing at about 10 miles an hour. But as the game goes on, I've heard that it could get up to as much as 30 miles an hour, which we're a running team, so it's probably not going to affect our passing too much, right?
Well, it shouldn't. But you take advantage of it when the wind's behind you, you hope. But you don't want to overdo it either. But, and that, I think, is going to work against Jarrell more. Like you said, they're more of a passing team, but they can run the ball, too. As we see, over 100 yards a game for Neblet.
Yeah, absolutely. So keep an eye on that. That should affect the game a little bit. I'm just trying to say it's going to be a complete factor. Now, if we're playing Wimberley, maybe. Right?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Next week we're hoping for that 30-mile-an-hour wind.
We played a kid McCullum, and he was quarterback when back in 20. I believe it was 2019, and we saw that season where they lost the game, but it was a very windy day.
It was.
And the Panthers prevailed in district, but then ended up losing to them in the regional championship.
That's right. So here we go. Yeah. So
it's kind of like everybody's quiet and stopped, and we're trying to. It's 7:22, 8 minutes before kickoff. So we're waiting for the teams to come out in the field. Now I've noticed this. You tell me if I'm wrong, but it seems like there's a little bit of gamemanship. I said that last week between which team comes out first, which comes out last, who's gonna be fashionably late or what have you. So. Usually you'd think you'd see the teams out on the field by now, but hey, they're getting their last-minute adjustments and getting fired up, I guess.
Yes, they do. And, the thing is, it's a second district game, right? And Jarrell's probably, thinking about a little bit of gamesmanship here, as you said. And the thing is Jarrell finished 4th in the district last year.
But they're in the top 4 in the region.
But top 4 made it to the 3rd round.
Yeah.
Actually ended up playing Wimberley in the playoffs, but won 2 games in the playoffs, and they finished with a 6-7 record. But a couple of those games were in the playoffs that were wins. So, again, Jarrell has a great, skill position.
Right.
They've got some good defensive players. They are not a team to count out. We move on to a couple of teams like Manor New Tech and Austin Achieve.
Yeah.
And no slight on those teams, but the Cougars here have a solid football team. Even though they're 1-5, they have played a somewhat very difficult schedule. And so the Panthers, like you said, in your keys to the game, cannot overlook the Cougars at all. And because again, we went to the 3rd round, and we lost.
We lost,
and they went to the 3rd round and lost. So again, that maybe if I'm Coach Blunt, that was my my speech all week, right?
Yeah.
It's like, hey, these guys are,
And I would come back and say, hey, listen, this is a new year, a different year.
Oh yeah.
And we're
100%.
We're not worried about what happened last year. Now we want to make it happen. But you're right though. As a fan, when I look at that, it says, hey, you can't overlook Jarrell because they did go that far. I mean. And that's in the record books. That's in the books. So now Jarrell's coming out, as you see there, and Panthers getting ready. They're coming out on the field, getting ready to come out, as we have the Panthers getting in the tunnel in one of the newer tunnels with the big old cap on the top, as you see there.
Well, one thing I will say, if I've got a couple minutes here and we've got some extra time, I always do, Hank, you know me. I always try to do a little bit of a preview for the playoffs.
There you go. There we both like to talk about that.
We like to kind of try to pull that out, and I've done the way too early bracket, right?
Yeah, I know Sinton's going to have to be in that one.
Yeah,
too.
And so I've got the way too early bracket for us, and I've got us playing Pearsall in the 1st round. And then I've got us winning that, of course, right?
All right.
And then I've got us playing Port Isabel in the 2nd round. And then I've got us winning that. And then I've got us going to the 3rd round there and playing Sinton or Laga Vista.
Yeah.
Okay. So I don't know if Sinton or we can't tell.
That's a toss-up there.
Right?
Right now, Laga Vista, they're a team. You don't know which team is going to show up, if that team that played us last week or the team that just beat the heck out of Giddings 2 weeks before that.
Or they've got, 7 weeks to get better.
To get better. And we saw that last year.
Yeah. And then the 4th round, possibly playing Wimberley again. So,
right.
So, again, way too early, but something to look at, something to keep an eye on. Call me in December, late December, and whatever if I'm wrong. But hey, I'm just trying to,
Hey, go out there and have everybody look at the brackets. It means you're into it and you're having fun with it. And,
right.
And, and it's all about these players and students all coming together for these, I call these community events. And,
right.
It can't get no better than this. We have the Jarrell community here, and we have the Geronimo Navarro Panther community here, and so we bring them all together, for a football game. And afterwards, we can be friends. During the game, maybe not so much, but afterwards, we're still good friends, and we have very similar in demographics communities. So and they're the same. They're almost identical in enrollment.
All right, so we've got Jarrell in the all blue tonight with the white helmets, and they've got number 11 and number 54, number 75, and number 4. And sorry, I'm trying to. I probably need to put on my cheaters.
Yeah,
but, I'm not sure I brought my cheaters with me tonight.
So yeah, you got to have your cheaters. So here
I know. You know what, Hank? I haven't needed my cheaters until just recently.
Oh, no.
But on the Navarro Panther side, we got Landon Taylor, number 13. Number 3, of course, Nick Swartzlosey.
And then now we have, looks like.
And Chapa, number 21.
Yep.
Sorry, folks. And I didn't quite see who won the toss. But your Panthers are wearing their all-white Stormtrooper uniforms with the purple helmets with the N on the top. And we are located on the home side, the Jarrell side tonight, with our cameras and our whole setup with our students. And we'll take time for the national anthem. So we've got the all the Army guys are Boy Scouts. I'm sorry, Cavalry Scouts that are carrying the flags and the American flag, of course, across. And I saw them in the end zone, which was very impressive and something that we don't normally see at a high school football game. So Cavalry Scouts have come out to Jarrell tonight in Jarrell, Texas. And again, 76 degrees, winds out of the north at 9 miles an hour. And we are about ready for some football. So your Navarro Panthers will be kicking off. Looks like we deferred to the second half. So Jarrell will be receiving the football here in the first half. And off to kick off will be Sam Sneed. Sam kicks it off, bounces about the 20. It's fielded by number 3 there. He looks to the outside. He's got some room, and he's going to run. He's got a lot more room. It looks like, and he's pulled down just inside the 50 or the 45-yard line of the Panthers. So setting up shop there will be Jarrell. So nice return there for the Cougars.
Wow, and that's not what you wanted to have happen. We were talking about the fact that, this team can make big plays at any moment, and that's one of them right there.
So they will actually have the ball at the Panther 44-yard line, 1st and 10 to start the game. So they've got trips to the far side, no one in the backfield. Doubles to the near side, fakes the handoff, going to run a quick screen, and they run it and looks like dump it off, and they're going to get about a 7, 6, 7, 8-yard gain there. We'll see where they spot it, Hank.
Yeah, and that tunnel screen was to their leading receiver, Mason Dotson, and he gets about 6 yards on the play. It didn't look like much, but he ended up getting 3 or 4 yards after the catch.
So it looks like 2nd and 4, so getting up 6 yards, and they put it back in the backfield this time, and that's Rodriguez. Nico looks over for the call. Panthers look like they're playing him a 3-3-5 tonight, and they hand it. He fakes it, and he's pulled down quickly there by Landon Taylor, and looks like Knox Galini was the first one to hit him there. And short, a little bit short of the first down, and a minimal gain there for the Cougars.
Good play by the Panthers is, keeping, you talked about it too, keeping in front of you. You don't need to do anything fancy. You might have to go laterally down the line if you're defensive line, but we do want pressure on the quarterback.
So bringing up 3rd and 3, Nico, he quick throw, and it goes through the hands of number 1. That's going to be Jacob Carruthers, and hits number 17.
Wow.
Eli Jones in the hands, but he wasn't expecting it, so it's going to make a quick 4th down.
He had a Panther as well right there.
All right.
Had a chance to get it. I believe that was also for the Panthers. Ryan Tatum had a chance at it.
So Ryan Tatum playing corner. He throws it out. He catches it. It's going to be a 1st down. He gets loose, but he's tugged down. It looks like Nick Schwartzlosey grabs the jersey.
Yeah, barely on a 4th down play here. Big 4th down play, a conversion for Jarrell, as now the Panthers, and this is good. I mean, they need to work on pass defense, and, Jarrell coming out throwing, we knew they would.
So Jarrell setting up at about the 23-yard line of the Panthers. Shotgun, fakes it. Oh, no, actually he hands it this time, and he's going to gain some yardage. Looks like about 5 yards down inside the 20-yard line of the Panthers. 9:43 left, or 9:53 left, I'm sorry, in the first quarter.
Yeah, and that's to a running back that we haven't seen much. He's mostly a receiver. That's Roman Allen that took the handoff. So I was kind of surprised we didn't see Niblet, being the one running the ball there.
So again, trips to the far side. We got a single receiver to the near side. Shotgun formation. Rodriguez throws it out. He catches it. He's close to a 1st down. We'll see where they spot it.
Yeah, it's right at it. Let's see what the mark is.
And it looks like they're going to mark it. 3rd down.
Yeah, 3rd and short coming up here.
Yeah, 3rd and about 1 for the Cougars.
They really like to go to Mason Dotson here.
So again, they got doubles on each side. One back in the backfield. Rodriguez in the shotgun. He's got it. He hands it. No, he fakes it, and he throws it. And he actually catches it. Threw it low, so I wasn't sure if he caught it or not. And that was caught by number 7, it looks like.
Yep.
Which
Eric Villafranco. And he's coming off to the side right now.
Big receiver there. Nice catch. It was a low pass. He scoops it off the carpet.
Yeah, so it's a 1st down at the 11-yard line, so they can get inside the 1 to get a 1st down.
So a little bit of a diamond formation there. Not sure who's got it. Rico Rodriguez. But the Panthers read it quickly, and he doesn't gain. He actually going to lose a couple yards on that.
Yeah, good defense by the Panthers, and I think that it looked like the old pistol,
Yes.
wishbone, but inverted, wishbone. And Rodriguez just didn't know where he needed to go with the ball. It looks like a play that he hadn't had a chance to understand his reads. And Panthers did a good job of penetrating that time.
And they did. They lost 4 yards, so it's going to be 2nd and 14 from the 15-yard line now. Again, same formation. He pump fakes. He throws it deep. He's got a receiver. Does he catch it in bounds?
Is he out of bounds or he's in? Oh.
No, they say he's in. That's going to be a touchdown for the Cougars.
Here's the replay. That's the replay there.
So touchdown Cougars. That's going to be 6-0. I couldn't tell, but that's the far side of the field in the far end zone. So Cougars run in a kid late. Kick, the hold is down, the kick is up, and it is good. So a quick touchdown, 44 yards drive for the Jarrell Cougars.
Yeah, as it started out with the big return for Jarrell, and only had to go 44 yards for that drive, and they go down the field and they score on a mix of pass and run, but mostly pass.
Mostly pass, correct.
Yeah, that little hitch and go, that double move is where it got the Panthers in between the corner and the safety. Just safety, Diego could not quite get over there in time, and that happens.
So it looks like a lot of film work there by the Cougars because they were picking on certain things that have hurt the Panthers all year long.
And you got to think this is those are probably scripted plays too.
Right.
So the first 10. So you got these scripted plays. Okay, they did well with that. Now see how the Panthers defense adjusts, and they probably won't be able to see the same type of plays anymore. And the Panthers might be able to capitalize on defense next time. But they got to get the ball and go down the field.
That's right. And kudos to the Cougars there. But hey, here we go. Kickoff here from into the wind. And they're gonna pooch kick it, and it's fair caught there by looks like Dylan Trotty, number 15 for the Panthers.
Dylan Trotty, last week I saw him wide open. I was like, he was a little deeper than Mac Berry, and I was like, oh, he's wide open. But as Sean pointed out, well, Mac Berry's wide open too, and he was more of a sure thing, a little closer, easier pass than being a little too deep. So.
So the Panthers will start off at their own 36-yard line.
Good field position, though, either way, when you look at it, at least for the Panthers.
So it looks like Austin Davidson, the sophomore, will be the quarterback tonight. He's starting for Colton Schulke. And the handoff is quick. Goes to Mabane, and he's wrapped up quick, though. It looks like a loss. We'll see where they mark it.
Yeah, he didn't quite get back to the line of scrimmage, and good penetration by the Jarrell Cougars.
So it looks like no loss. It looks like they're actually going to mark it as 2nd and 10 from the 36-yard line, and the Cougars are running in someone late.
Yeah,
and
same here. They had
looks
plenty
like
of time.
Yeah, it looks like the Panthers should.
And there goes Davidson.
Davidson, I was going to say.
Sorry.
No, Davidson with a follow, but I thought that they would. Oh, there is a flag on the far side of the field, so that was a free play for the for the Panthers, and Davidson with just a follow, and he got a first down, 15 yards at least on the play. Cougars with a late substitution. So 7 minutes here left in the first quarter. Cougars up 7-0 over the Panthers. Davidson under center. He hands it this time. No, and he's actually up the middle.
Right up the gut there.
Right. And that's going to be, that's Nick. Not sure, but it's going to gain 8 yards.
Yeah, Nick Schwartzlosey.
So Panthers not having any trouble moving the ball here on the first couple of plays. That's Davidson. That's Hanson to Mabane. Mabane jances. He darts. He gets outside. First down. He's pushed out of bounds about the 35-yard line.
Yeah, enough for a first down. Now, what Mabane did in that particular situation was he was taking and made those moves, and he was setting up his blocks. As you see him go out, he'd dip in, and then he would dip out, allowing his blockers to get the position, and a good job by Mabane reading his blocks.
So first down for the Panthers, about the 35-yard line. He hands this time, going up the right side, going and dipping and diving. He's down inside the 15-yard, about the 15-yard line, 16-yard line for the Panthers, and that is Chapa.
Yeah, the wind's playing a little havoc with our cameras out here. That's why you'll see him shaking a little bit. But, man, Chapa takes it and just, goes north and south with the ball.
So Panthers quick to the ball. He hands it this time. Goes inside again. And, again, that looks like it's Schwartzlosey. And that's going to be another. Well, Schwartzlosey thought it was a first down, but it's real close. Doesn't look like he quite got it. So it's going to bring up a 2nd and 2. Panthers quick to the line. Again, this time Chapa's going. He's
just
inside
short.
the 5, but not quite in the end zone.
Right. From here, it looked like he just slowed down, but somebody had his ankles and was able to hold on to that. So
So Panthers with the hurry-up offense more than I've seen in years.
Yeah, 1st and goal. We like it. Set the tempo right now. Now they're going to slow it down on 1st and goal at the 1. But Joppa tonight, north and south, and we see it with Nick Schwartzelsy, same thing. And so, this is what you like to see out of Panther football.
So Panthers slow it down. It's going to be set right outside the 1-yard line. 1st down and 10, or 1st down goal. Hands it off. That's going to be a quick touchdown. It looks like.
Guerra.
No, yeah, Guerra in for the touchdown. So touchdown, Panthers. And there's going to be 7-6 pending the extra point.
There's the replay, and he had already crossed the line before anybody touched him. Good job on the replay.
Not a lot of resistance from the Cougar defense on that drive. So Sam Snead comes in to kick the extra point. Davidson, your holder, he's holding down.
Ooh.
The kick is low, but it is no good.
And I couldn't tell the angle. It looked like it went over the crossbar, but
they're saying to the right.
Right. Oh.
Yeah. Our angle's a little rough here from the press box, but
so it's only a 6-point. Yep. So Panthers have to probably at one time or another go for 2. So now we'll see the Cougar offense as we saw him quick strike, but I would bet this time that ball is going to go straight out of bounds. That would be my bet, but hey, I'm not the coach. I don't say, I don't have any influence whatsoever.
There you go. I agree. So, wow, I haven't seen the hurry-up offense from the Panthers like that. Maybe ever. I don't know, Hank. What do you think?
Not under Blunt. I haven't seen it, but we saw it under Gold, what they used to call NASCAR, and they would run a play one after another, and they would only go by signals. Believe it or not, they had signals, and they'd come up to the line. As they come up to the line, they'd look to the coach, and they know what the signal was. They know what the play is. But they ran very basic plays, just like you saw there. It was, either give it to the fullback, halfback, or even the tailback coming across. And so it hits you so quick, they don't have time to adjust to see where the backs are, see what kind of formation. So I like that. I love the change of tempo.
Yeah, absolutely. And you could tell Jarrell was completely caught off guard from all that because there was not a lot of resistance. So this time we've got Hyman. Hyman kicks it, it bounces. And Jarrell kneels the ball at about the 23-yard line, number 4 there.
Yeah,
and
Dotson.
That's Mason Dotson.
Sorry. I was like, oh, yeah, that's Dotson. That's one of their top receivers in return, man. But, to see Dotson go down to the knee when he had about 10 yards before the next player coming up, I thought he definitely would run that back. But he had a little bobble, so I guess he was like, hey, I always tell my kids, too, when I coach, it's like, preserve the possession. The possession is worth more than you trying to pick it up, lose it, and then they end up with it, especially in this type of, in this field, on this side of the field.
So Cougars take over at their own 23-yard line, trips to the near side, shotgun formation. He throws it. It's back. He throws it. He makes it move, and that is Dotson. Dotson out for a first down for the Cougars. So they'll move the chains, just a little bubble screen, basically. So nice move by Dotson.
Yeah.
And now you've got the corners for the Panthers. One side, this is Austin Davidson on one side. J.J. Waz on the other side.
Panthers with the 3-man front.
So Panthers, I
let's
think.
see, we got a flag on the play.
So it looks like tonight, and Hank, you may agree, it looks like the Panthers have chosen to play a 3-3-5 tonight.
Right.
Because
they run that 3-stack, some call it that as well.
Right, almost like an Iowa State.
Exactly.
Like defense.
And you remember those days too. Iowa State still goes into that, but you see a lot of 3-man front when you have this type of when you have 5 receivers and 4 or 5 receivers. I think it's good because we've got good linebackers. Landon Taylor can either be on the line or he could be set back.
And right now you see him set back.
Well, he does have 2 interceptions on the year.
So he throws it, and it looks like the receiver was not looking on that one.
There was confusion on the play as Mason went to go block. Mason Dotson went to go block, and the ball was thrown right behind him as he was the intended receiver.
And we missed or failed to mention that it looks like it's that 2nd and 15. It was 1st and 15, so they have a false start, and that pushed them back 5 yards. So they are back now at their own 28-yard line. So even though Dotson got a first down, shotgun formation, that's Rodriguez. He's rolling to his right. He's looking for a receiver. He throws it. He's covered. Oh, and it's tipped. It's picked off. That looks like Ryan Tatum on the far side. And sure enough, it is. So Panthers will take over there quickly. Nice grab. And it was almost, from what I saw, it was almost like he was triple covered.
So.
And Tatum.
And that's something that we didn't talk about much, too, is that, Jarrell comes in, with turnovers. They move the ball well, but they've had problems with the turnover bug, and that's what some of the things we talked about with Coach Blunt as well, is that, or Coach Taylor I talked before the game, he also said they do have that problem every once in a while.
So he hands it off. That's going to be Chapa going out. No, I'm sorry, that's Mabane. He's going, that's Panther touchdown. 34 yards straight up the middle, and that's Antoine Mabane on his 2nd carry of the night. And he takes it 34 yards straight up the middle for the Panthers. 1 play drive, 34 yards. Mabane with the touchdown is going to bring the score 12-7, pending the extra point. Looks like the Panthers are going to go for 2 here. The Panthers, they hand it. They score. That's Nick Schwartzlosey straight up the middle there. And Schwartzlosey puts the Panthers up 14-7 here in the first quarter.
So now the Panthers feel a little bit better as, Jarrell again, had some opportunity, but they're making a few of those mental mistakes, like, hey, what play was called? I wasn't sure. That's what it looked like to me. If they're all on the same page, with the talent they have, they can still make a run. And so no lead is ever ever where you're feeling
comfortable.
Really comfortable, man. So it's like you can't ever feel like you're that comfortable. Like, we got this. It's all right. It's in the bag. No, you can't be that way. That's why I say play with intensity, from the beginning to the end. And I think we're actually seeing that from the Panthers, especially on the offensive side of the ball. And linemen are firing out.
So great interception there by Tatum. I mean, the receiver didn't look like was open. He was double covered, almost triple covered, and the Panthers capitalize on 1 play from Mabane. The kick here is from Sneed. Looks like it's going to go up. No, fair caught by number 11 there, and that's going to be Persley, Dylan Persley, the all-star linebacker for the Cougars, catches that, kneels it, and so with 4:33 left here in the first quarter, the Panthers have grabbed a quick lead. After being down 7-0, they are up now 14-7.
Yeah, and again, I want to reiterate the fact that if you see a QR code come up there, it's for the Audiovisual Club to make donations through the PayPal account for these kiddos that are running the computers and cameras. We appreciate it. Me and Lance are the volunteers here trying to keep this thing going, so please donate.
So starting from the handoff quickly, that's the Bear. The Bear brings him down, and that's probably going to be a loss, TFL, for the Bear. Should be a 2nd and 11 at least. They started the drive at the there you go. Yeah, there we go. 2nd and 11, that's right. They back it up 1 yard to the 31-yard line of the Cougars. And the Bear, who's got now, I think, 3 or 4 college scholarship offers, on the table. And so it looks like a screen. Middle school, and that's Barry. Mac Barry's going to run it. He's got it. And he picks it off, and he's down inside or close to the 10-yard line. He reads it. And
wow. There's a little confusion there. But go ahead, Lance, what you
No,
gonna say?
I mean, but that was the nemesis for us early in the season.
Right.
Right? The screen pass.
Right. And now it's become one of those, our strengths on defense, I believe.
Yeah.
Wow. And I feel like, doing a little bit of hearing about this. Let's see if we can. Gotta have a little fun, right?
Yeah, so Mac Berry with a huge play. It's the ball's spotted right at the 10, so it's going to be a 1st and goal. So he rolls back, and it's Davidson. He's looking for a receiver. He can't find anyone, so he's going to scramble out to the left side. He's inside the 9-yard line.
Oh, we got a flag that comes out late. So there's a flag that's thrown out. I don't know who it is on, but the one official's talking to Coach Blunt as looks like it might go against the Panthers here. And we're looking for the white hat. See what he calls, the head official, the referee.
Looks like sideline warning. Sideline warning at 2nd and 10 from the 10-yard line, so he actually doesn't gain anything. Couldn't find the receiver. Looked to throw the ball in the end zone. Didn't see anyone, so Davidson decides to tuck it and run. He's under center now on 2nd down. He hands it this time. That's Chapa. Chapa fakes. He dives. He's in. No. Let's see what they
call.
Oh, no, he's late.
He's
touchdown
in. There we
call.
go.
And there you go. Panthers touchdown.
So, boy, so close. And we see it.
10-yard run there by Diego Chapa, the senior.
That looked really good.
So let's see what the Panthers do here.
Yeah, they're going. I mean, they did score, so we're getting ready.
So Panthers, it looks like they're going for 2.
Yeah,
they hand it this time to Antoine Mabane. He pops it outside and he walks in. Yeah. So Panthers go up 22-7 here early in the first quarter. They were down 7-0.
And oh man, beautiful lead block. You got to give kudos though. Got to give kudos to Luke Vogel, number 65 for the Panthers, on the lead block on that play.
So Vogel leads them in, and the Panthers go for 2 there, and I mean they've scored. Geez, Hank, I don't three touchdowns in about 3 minutes. I don't know the exact.
I would say close to 3 to 4 minutes here, and still in the first quarter.
Right, so up 22-7, and getting ready to kick off. But man, what a great adjustment by the Panthers. Earlier in the year, they were just torched by the screen pass against Cuero and some other teams. And now, even Coach Blunt, I think, mentioned it. Hey, we're going to see the screen pass all year long until we stop it. Well, I don't know if they've stopped it yet, but I tell you what, we're pretty dang close.
Yeah,
so,
when you feel like they're letting you go, they figured that out.
So it's caught by number 3. He reverses the field. He gets outside. He's going to return it outside in just short of the 35-yard line of the Cougars. And that was Sebastian, looks like Choice, or Chara, for the
run back there, right?
Yeah, the run back there for the Cougars. So 3:22 left here in the first quarter. Panthers up 22-7, and Cougars coming out with the ball here for the 4th time here in the first quarter.
So now the Panthers defense put a little more pressure as they hopefully bring some pressure.
So they hand it off. A minimal gain there to the center of the field.
Harvey with the tackle on that one, sniffed it out as he plays a linebacker and outside defensive end. Depends what position they have them. If they have them off the line or if they have them on the line, like we saw Landon Taylor come back. We've seen that with Harvey as well.
So the Cougars choose to look to the sideline for the play. It's going to bring up 2nd and 8. Ball on the 35-yard line. Shotgun formation. 2 receivers to each side. Rodriguez looks. He throws it a little bit high, and it is dropped.
Yeah, and just enough of a forward pass where I don't think they'll call that one a lateral, just to where the position the quarterback, Nico, was. Nico Rodriguez got far enough back. But, you know, the Panthers are playing now after those scripted plays. Like the first 10 plays look to be scripted. Now you see the Panthers, you know, adjusting and making plays on defense that we're used to seeing.
So pass intended to Roman Allen. It's going to bring up 3rd and 8 here. Number 33. Rodriguez back. He sees a receiver. He's got it. Oh, and he drops it.
Oh, yeah, and that's Mason Dotson that had a hand on it. And
he was open with room to run there for the Cougars. Would have picked up an easy 1st down and probably would have ran for at least another 10 yards. But ball was high.
Right.
He drops it, and it looks like the Cougars say, you know what, we're going to go for it.
Or a quick kick or a pooch kick here.
So, and that's what they do. They pooch it, and no one's back for the Panthers. It does take a Cougar roll down inside or close to the 20, about the 21-yard line of the Panthers, and that's where they'll take over with 2:23 left here in the 1st quarter.
Well, we can. Let's bring up the QR code for the Audiovisual Club here, and there it is. So all these kiddos out here, and I say all of them, and on the road we don't have quite as many as we do at home, but they're doing a great job. Josh Brooks on the computer, and we have on the camera, we have Jeremiah Sanchez. And, you know, donate whatever you can, $50, $100, $200, whatever it is that you can, because you get to enjoy it at home while sitting at home while all the other fans are sitting in the stands.
So he hands it off. That's the Panthers do, and they hand it off to Nick Schwartzlosey out to about the 34, 35-yard line. So quick dive play there from Davidson to Schwartzlosey. And he's going to gain a quick 8 yards, Hank.
Yeah, we're still in the 1st quarter.
Yeah.
I keep thinking that. I mean, like, whoa.
2 minutes left straight up here in the 1st quarter from Jarrell, Texas. And Panthers up 22-7. Davidson under center. He fakes it, and he runs outside. He's got some room. It looks like almost like he was pulled by his shoulder pad or face mask, but he picks up a 1st down nonetheless. That's out to about the, let's see where they mark it. Looks like the 33-yard line of the Panthers. So 1:33 and counting here in the 1st quarter. And Panthers up 22-7 with a 1st and 10 from their own 33. Davidson with the play. Panthers to the line. Hand to Mabane. Mabane's got some room. He dips and dives, and he's still pushing the pile.
Yes.
And he is about almost 8-9 yards later, close to the 1st down. 9.5 is where they're going to mark it. And they're pulling him. No, actually, they're saying that is a 1st and 10 for your Navarro Panthers.
Now, Wimberley up on Manor New Tech 27-0 in the 1st quarter of play.
So Davidson going to throw. He's back. He's got a receiver. He throws a little bit far, and let's see who that is. It looks like it was Chapa running a wheel route out to the left side of the field there.
Yeah, a little out of outstretched arms, but that was the safer play to get it out there, because safety coming across. If it had been a little underthrown, the safety on the play there would have had a chance for Jarrell. I believe that was number 28 or 29, Harry Jr.
So Jarrell playing a single high safety. They've got 5 on the line. Davidson under center.
Right.
There's a flag down.
It looked like we had
And false start for the Panthers.
Oh man, at first I thought neutral zone infraction, but maybe it was wishful thinking on my part.
Right. So that's going to bring up a second. Or I take that back. It should be a first down at 15 from the 38-yard line.
So the Matadors I have here are winning over Buda Hayes in the second quarter, 14-3.
Take that back. Second down. They hand it off. Goes up the middle. And looks like there's a little extracurricular.
Yeah, there was a excitement there, I guess, by the tackle to get it close to the line of scrimmage, but brings up that, after that penalty, brings up a second down and 13 here.
So as we count down, let's see if the Panthers run a play. We've got 10 seconds left here in the first quarter and counting as the play just comes in here to Davidson. 2nd and 12, or actually.
Yeah, they're going to let it run down.
They are going to let it run down, so they're going to flip the field. But the Panthers up here at the end of the first quarter, 22-7 here in Jarrell, Texas. And the Panthers were down 7-0 early on a big drive and a big pass from the Jarrell Cougars from about the 15-yard line. And sure enough.
Yeah, so you had some events that occurred earlier this week, didn't you?
Yes, we've had a bunch of events that have occurred earlier this week in volleyball. Volleyball is overall, they're 31-9. In district, they're in third place at 6-3. On Tuesday night, they played at home against the Davenport Wolves. And Davenport is an outstanding volleyball team.
They're number one in the district right now.
Yeah, they are number one in the district. They ended up losing. Our Panthers did 3-1. But, man, I tell you what, the Panthers, I was at the game, and the Panthers came out early and they won that first game, that first set. And I mean, they didn't just win it; they beat the Wolves down a little bit.
Wow!
And gave our girls a bunch of confidence.
Yep.
And it was tight the rest of the way. We end up losing 3-1, but gives the volleyball team a lot of confidence.
Yeah, going into the playoffs, you never know how that happens.
That's right. We are at Bandera tonight, so we'll keep our phones close to us and see what happens. Bandera is 1-7 in district, 21-18 overall. So the Panthers should be in good shape tonight, but we'll see what happens. So here we go. Start of the second quarter. It's 3rd and 12. Well,
let's see.
There's a conflict here. We've got 2nd and 12 on the field, but the scoreboard says 3rd and 12 from the 41.
And, because that penalty took it back to be first down and, it should have been first down and 15 after that false start because we hadn't ran a play, I understand it, Now, people on YouTube could probably go back and look. You could scroll back while it's still live, believe it or not. And you could even do your own replays if you like to go back and look at it. But they're going to say it's 3rd down, and that's what you had said earlier when it was 2nd down and 12. So
let's see what it looks like. The Panthers are going to call a timeout, and they do.
Yeah.
Their first timeout of the half. So I'll continue along here as far as the updates here for the school activities. So the first time we played Bandera, we played them at home. We beat them 3 games to 0, or 3 sets to 0 to win the game. And so we'll see what happens tonight. Next week, volleyball, the final week of the regular season, and then we've got the playoffs.
Right.
We've got Tuesday night. We're at Bernie. That's Tuesday, October the 17th, and then Friday night, the big game.
Wimberley.
So, Wimberley at home. So listen, folks, if you have a chance, and we're going to see the times for this, but we play Wimberley next Friday night in football. But if you can come out early, come out to the event center tomorrow or next Friday night, 1 week from tonight,
right,
and support the girls because this is we're fighting for second place. We're in third place. Wimberley's in second place. But if we can beat them, we can see if we can flip the script there and push them to third and us finish second, and that would be huge for the playoff rankings. So if you can do that,
be there. It's like we say, it's Wimbo week,
right,
both in volleyball and football.
Right, and you know what? You can walk straight to the football game from the event center. So if you can do that, that's great. If you can't, we understand. But come out and support the volleyball team if you can next Friday night. So here we go. We still haven't officially started the second quarter. We got 12 minutes on the clock, 3rd and 12. The Panthers are at their own 41-yard line. They come to the line. Davidson under center, motion. He hands it, jet sweep. Mabane, he's around the corner. He sees something. He runs out of bounds. He's not going to get it. He's going to pick up about 4, maybe 5 yards.
Yeah, and they had moved it to 2nd down, so now it is 3rd down.
Okay, so here we go.
Right.
3rd down, and it looks like about 8. So ball at the 46-yard line, the Panther 46-yard line. So,
yeah, because somebody had made a mistake on the fact that I don't think they counted that false start at first, and so that's where the confusion was. So now.
So they hand it. That's Schwartzholz. He's going to get a first down, and he is out across the 50, across into Cougar territory to about the 44-yard line. Let's see exactly where they spot it.
Yeah, I was looking for a flag to make sure there was no flag before I did that. And, Nick Schwartzholz did a good job of just, lowering his shoulder, keep his legs moving. You see him chopping his legs, everything that you want from your running back that's playing fullback.
So Davidson, 1st and 10 from the 44-yard line. He hands it this time again. It looks like that was
Guerra,
yeah. And he gains a sizable gain. It looks like they're going to give him 6 on that. 2nd and 4 from the 38 of the Cougars. So again, Hank, moving the ball with some consistency here.
Right.
And up 22-7 here in the second quarter. Davidson hands it again. Oh, no, he fakes it this time. He gets around the corner, and he's close to the first down, and he shows some speed for the sophomore.
I don't know where they're going to spot it, but, boy, he was inches away, if not the first down. So, yep, it is a first down. So, good job by Davidson to get out there. He pulled it. He did almost an RPO mesh there, with the read.
Yeah. So 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line, and the Panthers on the move again.
Taking a lot of clock, too. And that's fine.
Looks like Chapa started.
And stopped and started. Didn't do it all in a smooth motion. You can reset,
right?
But he has to be set for a second before, they snap the ball, and he did not do that.
Yeah, and you can move laterally, right?
Right.
So, but you can't move forward, north and south.
And you can't make it, and it's a judgment call, too. You can't simulate the start of a play, So there's all those rules just within that one, Can't go forward, can't simulate the start. It's got to be a smooth motion.
So 1st and 15, he hands it to Chapa. Chapa cuts up. He's up the middle. Again, Jarrell just getting gashed up the middle.
And Barry takes his man all the way out to the sideline. I don't know if we can hit the replay button real quick to see if you can see Barry out there. If not, right at the end. No, we just missed it. You see him out there, but we'll Barry takes his man all the way out to the sideline. Mac Barry, that is. Now the Bear, Houston Bear,
his brother.
Barry, his brother, takes in his man going forward and just makes a big old hole.
So this time, Davidson shows some athleticism, gets outside the pocket, but throws a little bit short pass. Looks like Mabane out there and Chapa.
Yeah, and he's throwing it off his back foot as he's trying to get back. And, we talked about that weeks past is that, getting the quarterback on a rollout is fine, but you can't come down the line of scrimmage shoving because you're giving a defensive end just an easy shot at the quarterback. So you're seeing, the Panthers being able to roll out a little deeper with their quarterbacks to get a better view downfield.
So 3rd and 4 from the 28. This time he hands it again. up the middle, and he's got a first down. And that is Guerra. And I mean, it's, you know, it's nothing fancy. The Panthers are running straight at them.
Yeah.
Which I love.
Yeah.
And that was kind of one of my keys to the game. Don't do anything fancy. Run your offense.
Go and grind it out. And, you know, taking the clock down, too. I mean, the clock's your friend right now.
So 1st and 10. They hustle to the line. They run it. That's Mabane. He's out the left side. Does he get the corner? No, he's pushed out right at about the 2-yard line. They're going to mark it at the 1. And again, Mabane out to the left side. We've seen it so many times this year. And using his speed and athleticism. And he's finally pushed out. But the Panthers, with 9:05 left here, they're going to have 1st and goal from the 1-yard line. And pushing to make this a big lead here in the first half.
Now the Panthers bring in the play with Corbin Hannibal.
He rolls.
Oh.
And that's going to be a keeper there for Davidson. He rolls in for a touchdown. Touchdown, Panthers. 9:01 on the clock. That's going to make it 21-7 pending the extra point.
Look at that. I mean, he just basically walks in because of that offensive line on the right side. Just collapses in. Beautiful job. Good job on the replays, too. Awesome.
So Panthers are going to kick it. Snead lined up. Davidson holding. Holds down. Kick is up, and it is good.
Nice.
Panthers extend their lead. Touchdown there by Davidson. 1-yard touchdown run. Extends the lead here for the Panthers in the second quarter. 29-7, that is.
And, you know, last week, I know Wimberley, you know, got up pretty quick on Jarrell as well. And my understanding, they had a running clock in the second half. So,
yes.
And that's why it was a 49-13 game. So, you know, Panthers are fine just taking a lot of time off. And you can see that they're doing it intentionally. They're running some base plays that they can work on, you know, good. And you talked about consistency before the game in our pregame. And that's what I think, you know, we see the Panthers offensive line doing, being consistent tonight, especially collapsing on that right side completely to let Davidson basically walk in.
Yeah, it's beautiful, and I think they're going to need that moving into, you know, some bigger games and down the road, especially next week. So, love to see it. I love to see the defense though adjusting to some of the miscues earlier in the year.
Yeah, and also seeing what we saw it on the screen especially, but you know, Jarrell gave him everything they could on that first drive. Onside.
So onside, it's up, and the Panthers got it. The Panthers got it. The tipped ball, it was amazing. Again, Landon Taylor.
Number 30.
Yeah, and that's
the
Max.
replay.
That's Max Stoniger.
Max Stoniger, yeah, I'm sorry. I saw Landon Taylor in the mix at first, and then I was like, yeah, that was awesome.
Oh,
awesome.
I think that was I think it was Landon that might have kicked it, but
yeah, I mean Landon kicked it, and then Stoniger came in and made a good recovery as we saw in the replay. But I got to give a little bit of fun on that one. We got to get a little dance to that one.
So here we go. The Panthers got it again, up 29-7 with 9 minutes here in the second quarter from the Cougar 46-yard line. Davidson under center. He hands it this time. This is going to be Landon Taylor. And Landon Taylor pushes his way. I'm sorry. Not Landon Taylor.
Yeah,
that is Mason Harvey.
Yeah, I saw another tall guy out there. I thought the same thing, but Harvey's out there, and he's like, hey, if you're not, get out of the hole.
Right.
Even if it's his own lineman, he's pushing him out of the way.
Right.
But you got to let your lineman set up your block. Be a little more patient, but you still got 5 yards out of the play. That's great.
So it's going to bring up 2nd and 5 from the 41-yard line here for Davidson and the Panther offense. And bringing into play there is number 22, Braddock Galini.
Yeah, had a big catch in the first game.
He did. So this time looks like Trotty's going to have it. Trotty's rolling up, and let's see if they give him the first down. Yes, they do.
Yeah, and he gets just enough. He gets tripped up at the line, and just enough reaches out. But now they're bringing it. Wait, what do we have going on here? So,
Yeah, that we can't.
Okay, so they're saying it's just short by a yard and a half, 2 yards. So I don't know how they missed 2 yards.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
We got to watch the chain crew on the far side, Hank. So this is going to bring up second
it's
and
to our advantage, though.
Oh, that looks like Mac Berry out of the tight end. He jumped a little early, so that's going to be against the Panthers. They're going to back him up 5.
Yeah, he's a beast too, though. Mac Berry, he can, if I'm on the other side of him, I don't want to face him, man. He comes after you with intensity. He fires out. Put it that way. As a lineman, and you don't think of tight ends always as linemen. When in the slot T, they are another tackle.
Well, I mean, hey, he played right guard for the past 2 years, so
right.
he can.
Yeah,
earlier this year,
he can catch now too.
And so again, yes, he can. And that's Mason Harvey again, pushed up. He looks like he's going to gain about 2 yards on that play.
I don't know. Go ahead.
No, bring it up 3rd and looks like about 5 or 6. Go ahead.
My point was going to be about Harvey. He looks like he runs a little high. I don't know if it was you that we talked about that, or if it was somebody else. But I think it might have been you that said he looks like he's always running a little high, and that's what I see here. Harvey he has to lower his pad level a little more to run that play.
So this time, Guerra, he's running up the middle. He's got it off the dive play. It's close to a first down. It looks like.
Oh, wow, where they're marking it.
Looks like it should be, and he's waving them forward, so that's going to be.
Wow.
Another Panther first down.
Now go ahead.
6:55 left here and counting in the second quarter.
Yeah, what I was going to say is that's an example of pad level, getting your pad level low, getting your shoulder pads down, but your head up and driving through the pile.
Yeah, and Guerra's always been a workhorse.
Yeah, a hard-nosed player, that's for sure. So now
So we'll see here. 6:30 and counting. Panthers up 29-7. Davidson under center. He hands it this time. This is going to be Cohen Blunt. Blunt sneaks out.
We talked.
Oh, wait a minute.
Uh-oh.
And we've got some extracurricular activities.
Is this going to be offsetting? Because I told you, Mac Berry, he plays with a lot of intensity here. Let's see what they're going to call against him. He is out there. Maybe they're going to call a hold as opposed to any type of unsportsmanlike conduct or personal foul. So let's see what happens here. Let's see what the white hat says. Well, they're going to have a conference here, and this is what they're doing in that conference, too.
That is right.
I got to have a little fun, right?
That's right. That's right. And there's 4 or 5 of them in there, so I don't know.
Yeah, it's like they were all doing the hamster dance from what I could tell.
So let's see what the white hat says. Oh, they're going to wave it off.
Well, that is something. I haven't seen that in a while. No matter what team you're rooting for,
right.
You're always okay with that because neither team is penalized, unless it's a big play called back a touchdown. Would have called back, but that wasn't the case here. So
it looks like 2nd and 4 here for the Panthers. And they're going to hand it off again. It's Trotty. And he's up close to another Panther first down.
Yeah,
Let's see where they spot it.
The Panthers doing a good job just grinding it out, using different running backs. Does that mean that, and I talked about this last week, or one of the weeks before, is that it seemed like we left the starters out there a little longer than I'm accustomed to, but we're still in the first half. But are we looking towards next week already, or what's your thoughts on that, Lance? I know, after this play was here.
So Davidson holds it. And it's Blunt again, who's back after the foot injury for the first time this season. But yeah, to answer your question, I mean, I'd love to see the mixture of backs in the backfield, and this is the deal. I mean, Chapa, right? Yeah, is Chapa getting a rest and McBain getting a rest, or are you protecting them for next week? Either way, I love it. I love it. Now you've got Rangel in the game. So, I mean, that's a great thing about the Panthers the past few years is they have, not only I counted earlier, we have 13 boys that have caught a pass this year.
That's awesome.
That's Rangel again off the left side. And, I'll count it up maybe at halftime. But
now we got a flag come up. And it looks like it's, let's see if this is going to be a holding call. It comes from the umpire. Normally that's a hold or unusual calls could be something like hands to the face or something like that. So
actually, I just counted it, and we now have 13 players or boys that have carried the football as well. So 13 that have caught a pass, 13 have carried a football. Wow. And so that includes Cohen Blunt, who's first game back.
Yeah, it's first game back. And we kind of had an idea he might be back because he played in a tennis match in that by-district tennis match.
Yes, he did.
So if you can play tennis, and make those lateral movements, you'll probably be able to play some football. And that's what we see here. It's going to be a holding call against the Panthers. So it's going to bring up a first down and 20 here. But, the Panthers are okay with that. Just takes off more time once they get the clock running after the play. And we'll see how they do. Let's see how they deal with a little bit of adversity being behind the chains against Jarrell.
Davidson under center. He's handing it this time. Straight up the middle there again.
And
Guerra gets a good.
Yeah.
See where they mark it. A sizable gain.
Yeah.
He's inside the 35, or I'm sorry, the 25, down almost to the 20.
Any first down like that, you like it. So you give him a big, even though it's a first down play, he gets about 6, almost 7 yards there, and just finding the hole. His vision was great on that one.
So from the 23-yard line, he ends up picking up 7.
Davidson changing the play.
2nd and 13. He hands it this time again. Guerra with a nice move. He puts his left foot down, and he has got a first down.
Yeah.
Very close for the Panthers.
So.
And he put his left foot and made a move. And I tell you what, they're going to need that kind of play moving into the future.
Yeah, nice play. Give him a. So the Panthers look like 1st and 20. After that holding call, get down and just grind it out right now. As the clock is stopped as their conference on the field. So we'll see what the conference is. I don't know if they're thinking about doing this again or what, but maybe I'm overdoing it.
And that is going to be against the Cougars. And they're going to move the half distance to the goal. So from the 12-yard line. Wow. It's marked now at the just inside the 5.
Yeah, close to the 4. Looks like the Panthers take the timeout, or is it Jarrell? I didn't catch it. Yeah. I think Jarrell takes that timeout.
So it's going to be 1st and goal from the 4-yard line here. 4:14 left in the second quarter. Panthers up 29-7, and in complete control of this football game. And they've grinded this in most of the second quarter.
Right.
And I tell you what. So let's talk a little bit about tennis. Tennis won the district championship last week. This week, they traveled over to Canyon High School, New Braunfels Canyon, that is, for a by-district match against Davenport. Unfortunately, they lost 10-2. Season is over, but I do want to do a quick shout-out to Kylie Whitlow. Kylie Whitlow, the female tennis player, 24-2 overall. She was undefeated in singles, and the only 2 matches she lost were in doubles. So shout out to Kylie Whitlow and the entire tennis team, even though Davenport, they ended up a little bit short, they finish in the bye district. So Panthers run the play, they score. Another touchdown there for the Panthers. I apologize. I was a little bit focused
That's all right.
On tennis.
Hey, but Panthers score again. They get the score up 35-7 with Snead now kicking the extra point.
So Panthers up 35-7, and Snead in. Kick is up, and it is good. He splits the uprights. Panthers up with 4:08 here in the second quarter, 36-7.
Well, and you had given a big shout out to
the tennis team.
The tennis team, and the tennis team has been, they've been phenomenal this year, working hard and getting to where they've gotten. I mean, it's one thing about tennis though, it's great because hey, you get the fall season and you get a spring season as well. So, awesome job by the tennis team.
So I've just been texted the JV and varsity volleyball teams both swept Bandera tonight. So kudos to our volleyball team. That'll bring the varsity team up to 32-9, 7-3 in district. And kudos also to the JV team there for sweeping Bandera. And again, brings up next week at Bernie and at home against Wimberley.
Wow. So, great job. Congratulations to the Lady Panthers. Now getting prepared next week. You take it one match at a time.
I'm also getting some text.
Kicks it off.
So a fair caught there about the 25-yard line there for the Cougars.
Good.
That was by number 1 there by Jacob Carruthers.
Now, Jarrell hasn't had a good drive. The defense has really clamped down for the Panthers on the Cougars. And so the battle of the Big Cats tonight is going the Panthers' way all the way. But, it took some early turnovers, because that first drive, Jarrell took it 44 yards and straight down the field on some pass and some run. We thought, oh, my. But Panthers' defense has really stepped it up here. And let's see what happens, if they didn't do it again and shut down the Cougars.
So from the 25-yard line, 1st and 10, 4:08 left here in the second quarter, they handed it. No, he fakes it and keeps it. Rodriguez right up the middle. And he's going to pick up a sizable gain there for 4 or 5 yards for the Cougars.
Yeah, Nico Rodriguez is trying to make that RPO, and I think you touched on it too. They really like to do the RPOs, but there was nowhere to go with the pass part of it. So Nico, only thing he could do is go straight up the gut. Good job by the Panthers. At least hold him to 4 yards on the play.
So Rodriguez back. He's got a receiver. He hits him. He makes a move, and that's Nick Swartzlosey on the tackle, but not before a sizable gain there. And again, that's Dotson.
Yeah, Mason Dotson, though, he gets the ball, and, he does get the first down, but almost runs himself out of a first down trying to bow back, and Nick Swartzlosey did a good job staying with him. And, basically from where he caught the ball on his own momentum, took it back. And so, from the catch, he actually lost yardage.
So 2 receivers to each side, doubles as they call it. Rico, he hands it this time. Panthers, they missed the tackle, but it cleaned it up. That was Arias missed the tackle, but Tolliver there to clean it up for the Panthers. For no gain, it looks like.
Yeah, good job by the Panther defense. And doing what they've done every drive since the first drive.
So he does end up picking up 1 yard. 2nd and 9 from a 39-yard line. And again, Rodriguez looking to the sideline for the play.
And seeing Niblett not out there.
Yeah, Niblett is not in the game right now. He fakes it. He hits same play. Dotson finds a little soft spot in the Panther zone there.
And that's one thing that I heard from the coaches even in the scouting report, is that that's exactly what he does best, is find the soft spots in the zone. And we've seen 2 plays like that almost in a row.
And he picks up another Cougar first down there from the 48-yard line of the Panthers. Again, he almost just picks it up off the turf.
Wow.
What a catch there by Dodson.
Let's see
right
if we
in front
caught
of Davidson. Yeah.
Let's see if we caught it on. Yep, we caught it right there. Look at that. Yeah.
Incredible catch. Give the kudos to the Cougars. And Mason Dotson with a heck of a catch. Another first down for them, all the way down to the Panther 40-yard line now.
Now they bring Niblett in.
So Niblett back on the field, trips to the far side, Dotson to the near side. He fakes it. No, he hits him. And again, they try to do a little hook and ladder, and let's see what happens there. Arias is going, and Arias could be gone, folks. There's no whistles, no flags. Arias picks it up, and the Jarrell Cougars are all pointing, but they try to do the hook and ladder. That's going to be a Panther touchdown, which is incredible. But the Cougars are beside themselves. They tried to do the hook and ladder with Dotson,
and
right?
the ball was pushed back, so it's a lateral.
Yep.
It's a fumble to the back. You can see it. We didn't quite catch it on the replay. Probably my fault.
No. It was a little bit of confusion. We weren't sure.
We didn't know where the ball was at first, and then we see him running down with it. So good job, though, of following that by our cameraman, Mr. Sanchez, Jeremiah Sanchez.
But that's a 60-yard return there for Arias.
Wow.
And the kick is up and good from Sneed. That's going to make it Panthers 43, the Cougars 7.
Oh, my goodness.
It just went from bad to worse.
Well, and you know what made that play is not necessarily the mistake that Jarrell made, but the fact that there was tons of Panthers there around the receiver here, and that's what made the play. And being in the right place at the right time is also, nice to have. But when you see that with Arias, I mean, what an amazing play.
So we're kind of in the booth here watching the replay, and just trying to make sure that we watch it the second time here. He throws it, and there's an incredible catch there down to the 40-yard line. That was Dotson.
Yeah.
And then here should be the play. As the Panthers come out to kick off, we're getting ready to see the next play. Niblett comes in.
Yeah, because that was when we had talked about, Niblett, he hadn't been playing as much, and he's their leading rusher, and you would have thought that definitely we would have saw more of him, but don't know if it's due to injury or what. Now that pooch kick.
They pooch kick it, and they slide, and they get it. And it was definitely a lateral, and it was definitely a fumble. And no one gets Arias, and he just, he's head.
Yeah, he knows what to do with it.
He's led by a host of Panthers all the way down into the end zone, including Hayden Tolliver there, Sonny. And great job there by the Panthers.
Yeah, and then actually, like I said, very good camera work by Jeremiah Sanchez upstairs working the camera. So follow that all the way. He saw the ball. He knew exactly where it was at.
So
now Jarrell comes out trailing, 43-7.
At their own 39-yard line. This time he stumbles. And he's sacked. He is hit hard. Looks like Landon Taylor just almost decapitates him. And great
right
play
here it
there.
is. Boom. Wow. Good. That was a good replay. Nice. And you see exactly how, he comes in untouched practically and reads the play and wraps up. That was a key on it, that he wrapped up as well. So got to always in now. Rodriguez.
So there they go. 2nd and 17. He pitches it. It's not an option play. There's Looks like Schwartzlosey and Tolliver there with the tackle for the Panthers.
Jarrell's brought in another running back, and we haven't seen Bradley Slardea, I think it is, Slardea. And so,
Number 14,
yeah. Number 14. We haven't seen Slardea tonight run the ball. So
less than a minute here left in the first half. Panthers up 43-7. And shotgun formation here for Rodriguez. Rodriguez takes it. He looks right. He goes to the middle of the field. He chunks it down. It looks like, Mabane knocks it down. Probably could have intercepted it. But
right through the hands, of Mabane.
But that's okay. There wasn't really a receiver in the area for the Cougars, so not a terrible play there at all. Actually, probably a smart play there by Mabane to knock it down. And 36 seconds left here in fourth down, which will force a punt for the Cougars. So Rodriguez back. He's going to quick kick it. He does. And it's fielded there by Rangel. Rangel moving. He's got some room, and he's pulled down just inside the 50 on the Cougar side of the field.
Well, do you just take a knee here with 24 seconds? I mean, or do you take a shot down the field and just put this one away or try to? I don't know. Like for me personally, let's go ahead and take it in a half and we can discuss it then, at this point. Because, strange things happen. Like, the ball gets, you get sacked or the ball comes out, they get an interception. You don't want to give them anything here and up this big. Now, if it was only a 2-touchdown game, totally different.
So Panthers hand it off. They've got it, and he's going to get about an 8-yard gain there.
Actually, Peyton Helford was quarterback on that, and he just kept it going around the right side.
So that is true.
So
Peyton Helford, the freshman, is in the game now, and that's going to be the half for the Panthers. So it is 43. So that'll do it for the half. The Panthers up 43-7.
Well, I'll tell you
in the first half.
Well, Scott Kibbe's going to have to be writing a lot down, so it'll probably be a while before we hear about his stats coming through.
I mean, I feel like I've got writer's cramp because I've been writing some of these drives down, Hank.
Yeah, they've been like, a lot of drives, but hey, some of those quick turnovers and things like that. I mean, the Panthers just have really shut down Jarrell after that first drive, and and we talked about it. When scripted plays, they worked on those 10 or 12 plays, start the game off, and they worked those well, and they did work well for Jarrell as they got into the end zone on their first drive at the 44-yard drive. But man, Panthers defense stepped it up, and they did what they needed to do, and really. Some of the mistakes that Jarrell made, they were able to take advantage of those. There's sometimes when somebody makes a mistake, it doesn't affect that team as much. It depends on what the other team does with that mistake. And the Panthers really have taken advantage of every mistake that has, come to Jarrell, sad to say. But there's a reason for it. Panthers create a lot of that.
So we've got several donations that I want to give some shout-outs to some Panther fans here to the Audiovisual Club. We've got Karen Roberson, Jessica Rosling, Brandy Sanderson, Raul Zamara, Blake Butler.
Zamara, thank you.
Hold on.
Raul, awesome.
We've got a couple more. Let me just, and then we've got, no worries. Michael Johns. And Judy Neighbors.
Awesome, Judy Neighbors. That is awesome.
So thank you, all of you, for your generous donations.
Y'all got some big donations, that guys.
And to the Panther. To the Navarro, or doesn't matter. Panther, Navarro Panther Broadcasting Club. But it was wonderful. Thank you so much. And shout out to all of you for all of that tonight.
Yeah, we got to give a big applause.
And
all right.
There we go.
Thank you for the donations.
There we go. So,
well, now we look at as the band and Dazzlers. Once we get the Dazzlers out, and we'll get you some of that as well. So we'll get some of the halftime show, especially on the Panther side, and then when we bring Scott Kibbe in, we'll probably have some of Jarrell band and their dance team as well, and pretty much go over some of the drives and all here at halftime. Panthers lead it right now, 43-7, and we'll go ahead and put some of the Dazzlers on, and we're going to take a quick break here.
Welcome to the field, the award-winning Navarro High School Dazzlers drill team. The Dazzlers are under the direction of Michelle Conway. The 17th line is led onto the field by Captain Harley Bodie and Social President Taylor Brand. Tonight's performance will be a prop routine to jump in the line. We would like to thank the Athletic Booster Club for the purchase of our props. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. evening, ladies and gentlemen. Please welcome to the field the grandest band in the land, the Purple Pride Panther Marching Band. This evening, the Panther Band will be performing their 2023 UIL marching show entitled Of a Feather, featuring music by Albert E. Brumley, Joe Zawinul, Paul McCartney, Nellie Furtado, and Meredith Wilson. The band is under the field direction of drum majors Addison Greinke and Kinsey Koenig. Please sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
She advocates for dirty books.
The band is under the direction of Patrick Todd, J.C. Alexander, Israel Robledo, and Anthony Gutierrez. Marchers of the week are Haley Montez and Jack Carey. Freshmen of the week are Aylin Aguirre and Justin Loera. Color guard member of the week is Savannah Gomez.
All right, we're back here at halftime. The Panthers up 43-7 here in the halftime. We've got Scott Kibbe here with the first half stats. Scott?
All right. Not too surprising. I think you'll find for the Panthers, 14 first downs, 33 rushes for 258 yards, no passing yards. They were 0 for 0 on 2 attempts. They did not punt. They did not fumble. 4 penalties for 25 yards. Leading the way, Mebane 6 for 76 and a touchdown. Chapa 4 rushes for 44 yards and a touchdown. Caden Guerra 6 carries for 44 yards and a touchdown. Schwarzlose 4 for 35 and 4 for 35, no touchdowns. For Jarrell, 7 first downs, 9 rushes for 3 yards, 90 passing yards on 10 out of 17 attempts with 2 interceptions, 2 punts for 35.5-yard average, 2 fumbles, lost 1, which was, of course, a touchdown. 2 penalties for 9 yards. Allen, leading rusher, 5 for 9. Dotson for Jarrell, 9 catches, 87 yards and a touchdown. That means that Jarrell has 80 of their 90 passing yards. He has 87 of them. Of their 93 total yards, he has 87. So, been kind of maybe a little one-dimensional tonight. So.
Yeah. Wow. So, yeah, I mean, you said 3 yards rushing?
3 yards rushing, yes.
Wow. What a job by the defense. And, I mean, I guess the stats show what we thought they would show. So I mean, right now at 43-7, and so I mean, we already saw Coach Blunt bring in a lot of underclassmen and some players in that, it's good because they need to have the ability to step in and take care of business, and so we don't miss a beat, with the system they have in the slot T. So what do you see for us in the second half with the Panthers? And I mean, how does Coach Blunt weigh this out? Because you got injuries, but you still got to play football. I mean, you're looking at the fact you could get injuries, but you don't want to play too scared. And they need to get ready for next week, Wimbo. So
it's a hard call because after Wimbo, you have 2 games that your starters just can't play much in. So it wants to be on, make sure they're healthy. They've got what they needed tonight. They needed to win. They needed to do it easy. They needed to play well. I think he would have. I'm sure he would have loved to have a little more time for him, but it's how it's worked out. But I think in the second half, maybe look at the freshman quarterback in the second half a little bit, which I'm kind of looking forward to. And can see some kids who we don't see very much, but we can say, well, we'd like to have a little tougher game going into Wimberley, but can't be too picky. The purpose was get the win, get it, put it away early, and they did. They did their job.
Well, yeah, and the other part of it is don't get any injuries, right?
No.
Don't get any more injuries than we already have. I think you got Richardson coming back next week on the offensive line and the defensive line, which will be huge for the Panthers. No. And yeah, I agree. Play the youngsters in the second half. Let's run the clock and let's get out of here and go south.
Get out with a win. Hopefully get Schulke back next week. And I don't know the status, but just go in there ready to play your best game. Right.
I agree 100%. One thing that jumps off to me is 258 rushing yards to 3. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that, folks.
Even on that first series, when you saw the Jarrell move the ball down the field the way they did, that they weren't running the ball is always a good sign. They had one guy they could go to. They had a little something working there, but you could make adjustments there.
Right.
And the Panthers did. But the Panthers' ability to stop the run is really a big thing for them. It has been all year.
It's been great. And before, I've done some studies all week looking ahead to Wimberley. They're about a 50 to earlier in the year, they were a more run-heavy team. It looks like they balanced that out to a 50-50 team. So you've got to stop the run first. And you know that with Cody Stover, their running quarterback, next week. So I'm not trying to jump ahead to next week, but the score is 43-7, and we'll talk a little bit more about this on the post-game show probably, but I don't know. What are you thinking, Scott?
I think it's okay now. I think that we talked a lot about not looking ahead this week. This will be kind of that in-between game, but I think the Panthers can start with Wimbo week, start thinking about the big game, after hopefully getting out of here healthy tonight. They've done their jobs. Yeah,
and like I mentioned, healthy, right? Healthy. Get Richardson back, get Schulke back. And let's not get any injuries here in the second half.
I agree. I agree. So
you got Cohen Blunt back tonight.
Right.
Get him a game in.
Get some contact.
I did. You're right.
Yeah, you need physical. He needs physical contact. You know, it's like you need to know how because if you don't do that every in a game situation, I mean it's different than practice. I mean you're not. Who knows? You fumble the ball the first time you touch it, you get hit. So, I mean, this really helps him get prepared for next week.
I think maybe one thing Coach Blunt may remind his team over the half is that last year they dominated in the first half. Jarrell came back, had a good second half, was not enough to win, but may have taken a little momentum away from the Panthers, maybe a little bit of steam out. So
they did, because I looked back at a little bit of that game. It was, 48-31 final last year or something, and you're right, we were up big at half, and then but then again, they had a quarterback that's playing in college right now, and a receiver, Jalen Price, that is also playing in college right now. So a little bit different, but we'll see.
Well, all right, Scott. Well, people can see your articles in the Seguin Gazette on Wednesdays and Sundays, right? And both your preview and your preview and review, both. All right. So well, thanks for joining us here at halftime, Scott.
All right, Hank.
Yeah, I think we probably won't have much of a post-game show on this one, depending on how things go. But
Right.
Right. So
Yeah.
we may have some abbreviated post-game show.
So I do want to talk a little bit about, as I pull it up here, a little bit of the other school activities that are going on.
Yes, please.
Just tremendous.
And
I'm pulling up the cross country. Okay, so cross country had a district meet today. I think today. No, I'm sorry. Today's the 13th. Yesterday in Bandera. So a district track meet in Bandera. Next round is regionals.
Right.
And the varsity girls finished 3rd overall in district. And I do want to name off the varsity girls that are qualifying here for
awesome.
for regionals.
Let's hear that.
We've got Serenity Rays, Madison Gillum, or Maddie Gillum as we know her.
Yeah.
Lizzie Hagan, Lindley Sturm, Lilia Flo, and Elizabeth Conley. For the girls' side, they finished 3rd, but the star of the cross-country team was Ethan Liu. Ethan finished 1st place in the individual. He finished 1st place in the entire district, folks. And a shout out to him and all the cross-country team in the regional qualifiers. But Ethan, shout out, buddy. You won the entire district with your run. We're Davenport, Wimberley, Bernie, everyone. So good for you. And a lot of hard work for all the cross-country regional qualifiers. I know it's early mornings. When I drop off my youngster to volleyball, I see flashlights and stuff. But I mean, good for y'all, because I know I couldn't run like that early in the morning.
Yeah. Oh, that's what we talked about with. Even though it says an off week, it's really not an off week because they run every week.
They do. They do.
No matter if they have a meet or not.
No, and as a matter of fact, some of y'all, I know Lilia Flo, I know that you play on the JV team with my daughter, that you go run in the mornings, then you play a volleyball game in the afternoons.
It's amazing, yes.
Yeah, so great job by the cross country. Coach Magin, did just incredible job. So
he's a marathon runner too, so that helps. That helps.
Right. Shout out to the entire cross country team.
Yes.
Kudos and good luck.
Yeah,
and hopefully we'll be talking about you here in the next couple weeks with regional.
We'll give them a big yeehaw.
There we
go. The cross country team.
There we go. And next, I want to talk about sub-varsity football. So JV and freshman teams. Last night we got the double win at home against Jarrell. JV won 30-6 to bring their overall record for the season up to 3-4. And then the freshman team, again home against Jarrell, they won 38-6.
Wow!
And their overall record for the season is 4-2.
Okay.
So,
awesome.
So great job by the sub-varsity football teams. Congratulations to all the coaches.
Yes.
And continue that, because that is the future,
future
of the football teams.
Yeah, the Panther football, and it goes even, into, basically understanding concepts and not just. And not just playing football. I mean, they get to understand it and develop, these players at sub-varsity levels, because, you got to know down and distance. You got to know, the tendencies of the other team. So, I mean, it's a class in of itself that you're like, a lot of times, even, a lot of teachers would go, well, you can learn a 50-page or 100-page playbook, but, you got to also learn, a 200-page biology book, because that's all going to help you, one way or another. Even though you might not like biology, but I guarantee you'll find a place, because I know I have at one time or another. But it just tells you that it gives them confidence. I say players to know that, hey, if you can do that, you could do anything else.
That's right.
Getting confidence, and that's what sports and is all about, is getting some of those skills that you need, and lifetime skills that you need throughout. And it doesn't have to be. And I say this. I'm sorry, I'm going on a rant here.
No, you're good.
But my belief is that you do not need to do just one thing or another. Yeah, do as many as you can while you have the opportunity, especially at a small school like Navarro. Don't get so specialized that you're only going to do one thing. Find out what's out there.
Right.
Do something that you haven't done before. Try it out.
That's right.
Because you never know.
That's right. Like the broadcasting club.
Exactly. Because hey, they never had the opportunity to do this. If it wasn't for the Panther posse to get this show on the road, so to speak, last year, and now we have the QR code up so you can donate, and we've had some great donations thus far.
I know.
And I feel like I'm pitching something here that I'm trying to sell, but I do want to sell it. I do want to say that these kids are worth it. These students are worth it. We're trying to grow them and doing something that they never had the opportunity to do before.
That's correct.
So this is something that people can do by donating to get equipment, other things that we may need here in the future. Get, a little more sophisticated equipment at times, but hey, I think it's working great.
And it's just not equipment. I mean, they're going to start going on the road, doing some interviews, maybe with some local businesses there in Seguin or in the area. And
other student activities,
Right. And maybe doing some, filming of commercials and things like that. So, it all takes dollars. So,
that's right.
Thank you.
Yes, we do want to thank everybody out there for listening, watching, and because I heard people too, it's like, hey, I'll just put it on and I'll listen to it. So, we get to play a little bit of radio and we get to do video, TV. So, I guess we're getting ready. That's our time to say, hey, second half's coming up here. So, and Lance, you take it away.
There we go. So the Jarrell Cougars are on the field. They've blown their smoke and they're deflating the inflatables there. And here we go. The little Cougars came out and did their deal. And
oh, that's cool. I love to see that. We saw that last week.
That's right. We saw that with the little Panthers last week. And so all due respect to our district rivals here, it's all important.
Yeah,
that's where they all learn, right?
Yeah,
Hank? I mean, when I was a kid, that's I got to run on the field with the big boys and through the smoke, and we didn't even have tunnels when I was playing. We ran through big paper signs and stuff. So, but that's where you fall in love with the sport, and you get to
right.
And, you get to say, hey, you know what? That's a guy I want to be like, right?
Exactly. Exactly. So. Well, and I said I wasn't going to talk about too much, but 41 years ago I played on this field, but it wasn't like this. It was more grass, and it may not have been in this exact spot. But 41 years ago, we played Jarrell, and it was in my junior year that we played them here.
Okay.
And we played them, and we lost to them 7-0. I mean, it was a defensive battle.
Yeah.
But what fun it was, because we hadn't won in almost 2 seasons before that. We hadn't won a game, so coming close to 7-0.
Okay.
It was like a victory to us.
Right.
It's sad to say we lost one of our we only had like 4 or 5 seniors on the team that year.
Yeah.
And we lost one of them in that dislocated shoulder as he took the ball. He caught it up high, but he comes down when he's tackled on his shoulder. And that was like the second play of the game. We lose one of our top tight ends, and there you have it. But it was a lot of fun playing back here in Jarrell, and to see both of these schools come together. It's an onside here.
Yeah, there we go. And the ball's tipped and bumped around. We'll see what we got.
And it looks like Harvey comes up with it, luckily.
So the Panthers do come up with it, and kudos to Jarrell for saying, hey, you know what? We're gonna onside kick up. The Panthers are ready, and they'll take over at their own 49-yard line, up 43-7 here to start the second half.
And I actually like that kind of onside kick where everybody kind of groups together on the kicking team. It comes down, and it was a nicely done kick because, you know, Harvey didn't get it in cleanly. He got it in just enough and took it to the ground. Smart play, though, on his part by going straight to the ground.
So let's see. We do have Davidson at quarterback. Hands it to Schwartzlow. Schwartzlow cuts it out. He jumps and dives. He gets a first down, and boy, he leaps in the air and picks up about 15, 16 yards. No, it's actually going to be right at 15 yards, down to the 36-yard line of the Cougars.
Wow.
So nice spring in his step there from Schwartzlow. And the Panthers continue their domination tonight. Hand it this way.
Ooh.
That looks like Mabane. Mabane cuts back. It's like a little shake and bake. If you're...
Uh-oh. Yeah, this is what, you know, a little bit of that, you know, you start worrying if you saw Mabane look rolled around a little bit, and he's fine, but, you know, it's like, ooh.
I know.
No injuries, please.
And I see Choppa out on the field. I see all the Panther starters out on the field for the most part on the offensive line. So Blunt choosing to maybe roll the dice here a little bit. And
yeah, and let's go with
and
most
he
of
hands
the
it. That's
starters.
Choppa. Choppa's going to have the first down and more. I'm sorry. Sorry, not the first down, but he's going to gain about 8 on the play.
I did that last week because these, you know, the bars of the windows get right in front of one of the markers. You're like, oh. So now with the Panthers doing, I mean, they've got most of their starters out there that I can tell. Is this something that they want to just make a statement and say, okay, we're going to take it down, we're going to score, and then, you know.
That's what I was thinking.
And then we'll take in and bring in the rest of the second team or such. So we'll see what the Panthers
ball
do.
down 3rd and 2 at the 28-yard line. Davidson back. He hands it up the middle. It looks like he swung around. The ball flies out, but I think his momentum has been stopped.
And
again, that was Mabane.
Yeah, and they're really keying on Mabane. I mean, they're watching him, you know, like a hawk. And so they're looking. Jarrell, the Cougars, are keying on him right now, and so this might be an opportunity for somebody like, you know, Nick Schwartzlow or Choppa getting a big run here.
So he does not pick up the first down. It's going to be 4th and 1. He hands it off. And Schwartzlow, he makes a move. He's going to push his way, looks like into the first down territory, and that's exactly right. Good job, though, by Schwartzlow. He has quick feet.
Yeah, he got a little bit of a sidestep there and was able to get out of the way. So the wind looks like it's still blowing. I was looking at some of the flags still blowing out there.
So 1st and 10, he hands it. That's Schwartzlow again. He's fighting his way and running hard.
Oh, wow.
Goodness gracious. Nick Schwartzlow, again, running hard from that fullback position. 1st and 10, all the way down to the 10-yard line. That's going to bring up 1st and goal for the Panthers. Up 43-7, 9 minutes left here in the 3rd quarter and counting.
We give you a close view and a wide view.
Again, Schwartzlow again. He's running. He's in for the Panther touchdown. Woo! So a 10-yard scamper, and he was barely touched.
There it is. Nice replay.
Although,
there. Oh, wow.
Wait a minute.
Uh-oh. Did we see a flag?
Looks like we've got a flag.
Yep. There it is, right at the end here of that replay. We see it come in at the end. Good job catching the flag and everything.
So Panthers make a mass substitution here as the referees sort out the penalty call. But Schwartzlow, again, was almost not even touched going for a 10-yard scamper into the end zone. But
yeah, and I thought it came after the play, but I guess it was during the play. So let's see if we watch the white hat here.
So he walks towards us.
Yeah, they're talking to Coach Murr. So we got unsportsmanlike conduct goes against the Panthers, but it's going to be after the after the play.
After the play, yeah. So
that's
it is going to be a touchdown.
Yeah, and it'll be enforced on the kickoff.
So Snead in for the kick. Hold down, kicks up. It looks good. It is good.
Yes.
And so the Panthers go up 50-7 here with 8:49 left here in the third quarter. And let's see if that does it, Hank, for the starters, at least offensively for the night, for the Panthers.
So now the Panthers are going to be set back 15 yards. So they'll spot the ball from, let's see, normally kick it off at the 40. Panthers kick it off at the 25. So
the Panthers take their opening kickoff, and they go 51 yards there very quickly in about 3 minutes and 11 seconds to go up 50-7 on a 10-yard scamper there from Nick Swartzlosey. And boy, he's been running hard.
Yeah, tonight, you saw at the end of that play on the replay that we showed that right at the end, he just bullies his way in. So
and Nick's always been an aggressive football player. This year he's usually, you see it from the safety position in the past, but this year you've seen it from the fullback position where he's just, and he's shown some quick feet where he's got some lateral movement as well, which is very important in the slot T offense. So.
Oh God, yeah. If your fullback is your really tough guy, and we saw, Colin Blunt, coming in and playing that as well, and we saw Guetta playing. So those are your tough guys. Your guys that are coming. They know they're going to get hit, but they also seek contact. They want to get hit. Yeah. They want to hit you.
That's right. That's right. So the kickoff goes back. Is returned, caught at the 28, coming to the right side here, coming around the corner. He cuts the move, and he gets up about the 43-yard line. So about a 12 or 13-yard return there for the Jarrell Cougars.
All right, well, we got a new feature here where we have two separate cameras that are on at the same time with the pitcher and pitcher. So we got new features going on.
So that was Roman Allen, the senior, with the return there, number 13, for the Cougars. Cougars will set up shop at about their 43-yard line. So snap back, Rodriguez, he's going to run it to the right side. He's hit immediately by Hayden Tolliver, but pulled down, pushes forward, so he's going to get about 3 or 4 yards. We'll see where they spot it.
Yeah, I think, Knox Galini was in on that tackle too to clean it up. And also we see Blunt in it as well. Number 8, he's there in the middle as one of the linebackers, Colin Blunt, that is, as a defensive lineman, sorry.
So 2nd and 6 here from the 47-yard line. Quick dump pass out to the right side. That's Dotson. He's got a first down. He's got some more. He's finally pulled down there. Looks like by J.J. Waz, but not before a first down for the Cougars into Panther territory, down to about, the 42-yard line of the Panthers.
Yeah, we see a little life coming here by the Jarrell Cougars. They get good field position, and now they've got a first down out of it. So now what can they do with it? As the Panthers have rotated some of the players in, but we'll see how this works out. I think the Panthers are going to have to step it up on defense.
So 1st and 10, he does the RPO. He hands it. This time he's going to get about 4 or 5 yards there into the teeth of the Panther defense. Cohen Blunt is out there. He's been hurt with a foot injury all year, but it's nice to see him out on the field. Hank, right?
Big boy, yeah. And good feet, too. He can move for a big man.
Absolutely. Played in the tennis tournament.
That's right.
Just by district tennis tournament here a couple days ago. So, knocked down. That's Landon Taylor. He bats down the pass there from
the quarterback.
Yeah, and the quarterback. He swallows the quarterback and knocks down the pass.
Right, here's the replay, if we have it here, with Rodriguez.
So coming
going back and boom.
I mean, you can't even see.
That ball was going forward, so.
Yeah. So Nico Rodriguez feels the the brunt of the big boy Landon Taylor there from the right defensive end. So motion, Nico's back. He's going to throw it. Rodriguez, he's got a receiver. It's hit, and he drops the pass. Hits him in the hands. So nice defense there. That's Choppa.
Yeah, that mean here he is just, lowering the boom on that one.
And it's nice to see Choppa back on defense. He hasn't played defense here in maybe a couple of weeks. I know Choppa, had surgery on that shoulder over the offseason, so I know they've been protecting him a little bit there. But, boy, he lowers the boom, right?
And if I look at Mason Dotson out here, it could be one-on-one, and that's where I think they're going to be looking.
So he does look to Dotson. Dotson's got it. He runs basically about a 20-yard out in front of J.J. Waz. And, but that's going to be a penalty there on Dotson. It looks like he pushes J.J. Waz kind of pushes him in the face mask there at the end of the play. Let's see what the call is.
So I don't know if we got that on camera or not, but we'll see. If it doesn't show up, we're fine. We have the play here.
I mean, just a great catch by Dotson. He runs the Navarro cornerback Waz off the ball and catches it right in front of him on a comeback.
Yeah, that would be a huge mistake.
He's out of bounds. He's on top of Waz. Dotson is the Jarrell receiver, and he just decides to just punch him in the face mask. So there you go. Unsportsmanlike conduct.
Yeah, it goes against the. Wow, that's a killer though, because there's no reason to have to do that.
No.
I mean, they tackle you right there, out of bounds, not out of bounds, but in the play, in the field of play, and you carry them out to the out of bounds. Now, hey, I know it's frustrating, but you're moving the ball, everything's going right for you. Why,
I mean, you just got
a mental mistake.
You got a 20-yard plus pass, and then
exactly.
Yeah, no reason for that. But here we go. So it's going to bring up first and about 5 from the 36-yard line of the Cougars. And so the Panthers are, again, in that 3-3-5. Your cornerbacks are Austin Davidson, who's been playing quarterback tonight, and cornerback, both ways. And then you got J.J. Waz on the other side. So 2 receivers, as they call doubles, or to each side of the field here. 1 back in the backfield. Rodriguez back, shotgun. He hands it this time. That's going to be Neblett. And he hands it off, and he's going to get about 2, it looks like. The Bear, and to swallow him up. Which, speaking of the Bear, I know Houston Berry or Doyle Berry. He is number 79. He's got several scholarship offers in the bag here for the past couple weeks. So good for him. Kudos to him. Shout out to him. The pass is off for Rodriguez. He gets to the outside of Waz out there, and another flag comes in. Looks like he might have picked up the first down, but let's see what the flag is, Hank.
Yeah, it's interesting to see if it's like a hold that goes against a defensive hold, or if it's an offensive hold. We'll see what happens there.
So just a little swing pass, or a bubble screen, some people call it. Either way, it's almost like an extension of your running game. And out to the left side there is the referees conference. And that's going to be against Navarro. And it looks like it's going to be a personal foul against the Panthers. So that's going to be a 15-yard walk-off. And that's going to bring it just inside the 15-yard line to about the 14, 1st and 10 for the Cougars. 6:35 here left in the third quarter. The Panthers up 50-7 here tonight in Jarrell, Texas.
So now,
shotgun formation, Rodriguez, he fakes it. No, he hands it. Niblett up the middle. He tries to bounce outside. He's swallowed up, though, by Arias.
But still gets good yardage on that run as he's shifty. And you can see, and I would just question why we haven't seen more of him.
Right, I agree.
He gets 4 yards on that carry, and if you establish that run and then come into the pass with the skill players they have to Mason Dotson or such, I mean, wow, it seemed like they'd be able to work the Niblett a little more and then set up the pass. Now, Panthers are backed up.
2nd and 6. He looks right. He throws it right. He catches it. He's going in. He's close to the end zone. So picks up the first down to inside the 1 yard line.
So, yeah, that was number 17 takes the ball for Jarrell, Elijah Jones, the junior. And works hard. He ran hard to get there, but good job by the Panthers to keep him out of the end zone.
So here we go. 1st and goal from the 1. And a little bit of a tough angle for us. As we sit up here in the press box, you got one receiver to the far side, 2 to the near side, shotgun formation. Rodriguez, he hands it, and he is bottled up for a loss there for the Panthers.
Penetration this time, it looked like it came right up the gut, and that was number 50, Knox Galini.
Galini there.
Coming in, causing some havoc in the backfield, and that's what you got to love from your defensive line.
So 2nd and goal from the 2 for the Cougars here, knocking on the door in the 3rd quarter with the clock running inside 5 minutes here in the 3rd quarter. Panthers up 50-7. Shotgun formation here for Rodriguez. He's got it. He hands it, and he's bottled up. He is hit hard. Let's see who that is. It looks like Mason Harvey, and Nick Swartzlosey cleans him up from the top.
Yeah, Swartzlosey, you see getting it up. That was Swartzlosey and Tolliver that actually got in there.
Okay, Tolliver.
Makes a big play. Now they bring in, looks like they have Cohen Blunt now coming in the middle as one of the defensive tackles. So they're bringing the jumbo package. I'd like to see Cohen, and I'd like to see the Bear in there. That would be just
right.
Oh, man.
No, I love it.
A mass of humanity up in the middle there.
So approaching 4 minutes, they're at the 2 yard line. Again, 3rd and goal. Little goal line stand here for the Panthers. Let's see what happens. Shotgun, hands it. Again.
Oh,
he is absolutely destroyed there. Knox Galini might have been the first one to the running back. And let's see what the Jarrell Cougars do here. I mean, they try to run it 3 times. No passing. And it's going to be 4th down from the 7 yard line. So a big loss there for the Cougars. And the Cougars look like they are going to go for it, which naturally being down 50-7, why not?
Right. So I may have to, from here, actually watching on our screen here, the good job of the cameraman.
So I'm peeking through the window here on the side. It's 3rd down for shotgun formation, and it looks like we've got a timeout.
Yeah, 4th down.
Delay of game.
Oh, you can't afford to have
for
that.
the Cougars.
Yeah,
So-
now, did they not reset? I mean, I don't know. That did seem quick. I'm not trying to take their side, believe me.
Right.
But what's fair is fair. It just did not seem like 40 seconds between the plays, but I could be completely wrong.
So here we go. 4th and 12 from the 12, or 4th and goal from the 12. And shotgun formation. He's going to look to throw. He throws it. He chunks it up, and there's no one there. But wait a minute. We've got a look. They're going to throw pass interference. Looks like J.J. Waz got caught up with the Cougar receiver who's down in the end zone, and he gets up limping. That's Dotson, it looks like, and that's going to if that's the call, pass interference. That will be 1st. Down.
It was completely uncatchable. I mean, I did not
Wasn't
see
even
it.
close.
But I mean, it was a hold. So they do call pass interference, but I would have said that's either a hold or illegal contact. But either way, it has the same effect.
That's right.
Still a 1st down. So
That's right.
So they're going to bring it all the way down. Looks to be at the should be at the 2 yard line. If it happened in the end zone and it's within 15 yards.
Right, 10-yard penalty down to the 2. So first and goal.
Well, they have the 4th down marker on that. It shouldn't be 4th down. It should be 1st down.
Yeah, first and goal from the 2, it looks like, for the Jarrell Cougars. And, again, shotgun formation. He's got 2 backs. Actually, he's got the diamond formation. He rolls to the right. He's got a huge rush. He throws it just out of bounds, looking for the receiver there.
Yeah.
Looks like number 10.
A good job pulling up, though. Landon Taylor, he could have easily just go straight into Nico Rodriguez and take him out, but he did a good job of avoiding the roughing the passer call.
So again, we're down at the 2, and the clock. Well, with the incomplete pass, it stops the clock. But man, we've been down here for a while, Hank. And second and goal now from the 2-yard line for the Jarrell Cougars.
Yeah,
who started this drive at their own 43.
Panthers had the jailbreak.
Oh, and we've got whistles and a timeout there for Jarrell.
Yeah, Jarrell calls that first timeout.
So 2:50 left here in the 3rd. Panthers up 50-7, but the Cougars are knocking at the door at the 2-yard line. And wow.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, so also we'll get the QR code up there. If you'd like to donate, please, scan it with your smartphone. Scan it. It'll take you to the link for PayPal, and you can make your donation to the Audiovisual Club here for Navarro as they get this thing started, 2nd year to get it going. And we're loving it so far to see these students be able to do something that, like we talked about earlier, that you wouldn't normally get to do at high school. So
that's right, and more to come, right?
That's right, more to come if you donate. Yeah.
Yeah, and hey, the guys did a play, or the club did a play
a
few weeks ago. I know I popped it up on my my computer. So 2nd and goal here from the 2. So Jarrell's back. He rolls to the right. Rico, and good coverage there by Chapa.
Yeah.
And number 7 there on the intended receiver for them, and that's going to be Villafranco, Eric Villafranco, the junior, but excellent coverage there.
Right, I would have thought. Right, Chapa did great on that play. He stays with the receiver. He knew his assignment and did not go after the quarterback. Say, I'm sticking with this. We have somebody else going after the quarterback. But I would have ran Niblet here already, at least on 2nd down, and I would. That way, you get a better chance running the ball than you would, throwing it every time.
So motion, 3rd down. The snap's back. He's Rodriguez is hit. The ball's still loose. The Panthers pick it up. He's running. Who is that? That's Nick Schwartzloser. He's going to go for a Panther touchdown, and there's no flags. That's going to be a 98-yard touchdown, although we've got a couple of.
Well, we got some flags right at the end.
And that Chapa in a little bit of a heated battle there with number 7, but doesn't matter.
Wow.
Let's see what we've got here.
Wow, I don't know. I
I
didn't hit any buttons. We see Rodriguez is down on the ground, but the ball was still loose.
The ball was snapped over. It looks like over his head.
Well, actually, it went right through his hands down low.
And
Yeah.
I don't think he was expecting the snap.
Right. That was the one thing.
And the next thing you know, he was hit, and
the ball comes out.
Schwartzloser grabs it, and he's running. The Panthers are lining up for an extra point, so touchdown is called. Let's see what the flag is.
We haven't had the official, so I'm waiting to hit the buttons here for the official call. I'll see what they say, because it might be if now the question is, if it happens before you get in the end zone, dead ball foul. So it happened after. That's against Jarrell.
Yeah, and sportsmanlike conduct against Jarrell.
They got to give that to Nick Schwartzloser.
Wow.
Now Sneed's up.
So Sneed on to attempt the extra point, 56-7, with the 98-yard return. The kick is up. It is good.
Wow, he's kicking with authority tonight, though. You notice that? It's like after that first field goal he missed, the extra point, I should say, and after that, man, he's been booming those kicks through. So kudos there. So now 57-7, but wow, Nick Schwartzel, as he picks that ball up, probably close to the 26, 27-yard line and goes the rest of the way. You know, he takes that, 73 yards, for a touchdown.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy. I mean, they got pass interference down here. A hold on J.J. Waz, the cornerback for the Panthers, and they got a new set of downs, and they still couldn't punch it in.
Wow. I mean, and, and we talked about the mistakes that Jarrell has made tonight, that led directly to, Panther either turnovers or touchdowns. We had Arias,
right,
as well, to pick up a fumble, scoop and score. We have Nick Schwartzel with the scoop and score as the hits, because the ball was just about secured by Rodriguez, but then the ball comes flying out. So now, the Panthers up 57-7, and I don't think you do anything but just kick it deep here, or a pooch kick, whatever, for the Panthers.
Yeah, up 57-7, 2:25 left here in the third. They've got the kick with the penalty on the Jarrell 45-yard line, and that's Snead, and he's going to kick it, looks like, into the end zone.
And Jarrell Mason Dotson takes the knee to bring it out at the 25. So, wow, what just amazing.
I mean, it's a 50-7 game,
right?
And we're still like jumping up and down and just exciting plays. I mean, it's almost like it should be 28-28 or something here tonight.
You're exactly right. I mean, it's still exciting to see those big plays. So.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
especially for the Panthers, right?
Oh.
I mean, Panther fans at home are, I know here, we're actually on the home side tonight in the press box.
Was there an offsides call because they're putting the ball at the 30? We're over here talking, having a good time, you know, about how exciting that the game has been, even though it's a blowout. Now the penalty goes against the Panthers, I'm assuming, for offsides, and they just didn't want him to re-kick. They just went ahead and took it.
So Rodriguez keeps it. He throws it in the flats. He's got a receiver. He's got sizable yardage there. That was number 10. Number 10, Jordan Ford, the senior.
Yeah.
And, I mean, Jarrell just keeps rotating receivers in and out of the game. Dotson's still the leading receiver, but, man, every time I look up, there's a new Cougar catching the ball. So he gains about 8 on that, or 7, second and 3. He hands it this time to Niblett. You can see the speed there, boy, and he lowers his shoulder and runs over a Panther there. Number 20, Burshut, he catches the brunt of that for a Cougar first down. But, man, you could see Niblett running hard there.
Yeah, and that's why I'm kind of at a miss why we had not seen him run a ball earlier in this game.
I agree. So he throws it to the right. The receiver goes right through his hands. That's number 1, Jacob Crothers.
It could have been some inter-squad, rules or something that, they had to follow or something to that effect. I'm just speculating. So, but because I definitely would have liked to seen him run earlier.
He was running like that was the first play of the game. Right. So, I mean.
But I wouldn't want to see him make the yardage he did.
No.
I just see how we would be able to defend him.
No, shotgun formation. Again, Rodriguez, this time he's rolling to his left. He dumps it off. Nice gain again. He's going to get about 5 or 6 yards on the dump off there. And again, a different receiver. I think that's number 13. it looks like, for the Cougars. No, that's number 10 again.
Yep.
Jordan Ford. Sorry, to the far side of the field.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I get the advantage of the screen, so that's thanks to our cameraman.
so shotgun formation. And that's Rodriguez. He's got a receiver, although there's a little miscommunication there on that one.
Yeah, he was.
And,
Go ahead.
it's third. That was 3rd and 5. He's going to bring up 4th and 5. Receiver went in. Quarterback went out. And
Yeah, Elijah Jones was sitting there with his hands going, "Hey, wait! I thought you were going to throw it to me on a hook, not an out." You know.
so that brings up 4th down and 5. Of course, Jarrell down 57-7 here with 35 seconds in the third. Is going to go for this. And Panther defense stays aggressive. And he drops back. He's got room. He's got the receiver. Oh, it bounces off J.J. Waz. I'm not sure if he was looking up.
Waz was like,
and that's okay, though. You know, on 4th down,
Yeah,
they teach you to knock it down.
right, that's okay because you're not going to get, unless, you know, he had a pick 6. But I think
I think it just hit him in the shoulder pad.
I think he hit it in the worst place, threw his hands into his shoulder pads. Yeah, but we saw it on the replay. Good job on the replay, guys.
Yeah.
Oh man. Now, I mean, I would expect to see your third string quarterback in, and I didn't have a chance to ask Scott Kibbe because not seeing Schulke at all on either side of the ball was kind of, concerning to me.
So that's Peyton Helford, the freshman. He's in at quarterback. He is sacked. He's brought down. But by number 11, it looks like he was untouched as he rolled in.
Yeah, he comes around on the outside, and as a defensive end, nobody gets to him because the quarterback actually rolls right into him, hoping that the misdirection would take him more to the inside, but it did not.
And that's Dylan Percy, the linebacker for the Cougars.
Yeah.
And that's going to do it for the third quarter, Hank.
Yeah,
We roll into the fourth, 57-7.
Yeah, 50-point lead here by the Panthers. And real quick, both the other teams in the district play, which we expected to see, right now we see Wimberley, at least the last time I looked, now I'm a little behind here, but it was 58-0 at halftime. And then it was 52-0 and then 58-0 Wimberley over Maynard New Tech Titans. And then you had Lago Vista over Austin Achieve, 52-0, and that was in the second quarter. So I'm a little behind on the scores. As soon as I get those updated, we'll let you know. But Marion is actually winning over Llano 28-21 in the fourth quarter with 3 minutes remaining. And so that game may be over. And Seguin Matadors were leading Buda Hayes Consolidated Hawks 21-10 at halftime.
So it looks like the freshman, Peyton Helford, number 26, who was moved up to varsity this week due to the injury to Schulke. He hands it, and going back the other way, that's Rangel. Rangel makes a move. He does a spin,
nice.
And he is out and pushed over for about 12 yards, out to almost the 50-yard line. Looks like they're going to spot it at about the 48.
I know he's not the fullback, but he sure ran like one on that play.
Boy. So the Panthers will take their time. 3rd and 9. 20 seconds on the play clock. Helford with the play call in the huddle. Up to hands at this time. This looks like Cohen Blunt, I think.
Let's see.
Maybe it was Guerra. No, it was Guerra. The fullback runs up the middle. He gains a couple, but not out to about the 50. Let's see what the Panthers do here.
Yeah, 4th down at the 50. I would bet they're going to still run the ball.
Yeah, 4th and 7 from the 50-yard line. Got to get down to about the 43. And Helford, he's going to run it. This time he's got some room. He's just
just
tripped up. But he gets a first down and more And you could see the speed from the freshman
Yeah,
inside the 35.
Here's the replay, and you look at the lineman pulling out, getting a kick-out block, looking for his seal. Good job by the lineman, and just tripped up there.
So nice job by the big men up front, and nice run there by the freshman quarterback. 1st and 10 at the 34. Helford under Simmer. Hands it this time, goes up straight the middle. He's breaking. He's off in the 2nd level. He's the 3rd level. He's gonna go for a Panther touchdown, and that's Guerra.
Oh man! Here's the replay on that.
So no flags. 34 yards for Guerra right off tackle.
Oh wow! Gets all the way around.
So that's going to put the Panthers up 63-7, pending the extra point. Davidson on to hold. Holds down, the kick is up, and it is good. And the Panthers go up 64 to 7.
And that was Guetta just taking off and showing some speed there. You know, that I didn't know he had that much speed. Guetta, I knew he could run. Don't get me wrong. I know he's fast.
And he's always showed power, right?
Right, and always showed power. But that time we got to see a little bit of both. And, you know, with Guetta, you know, we don't get to see that all the time. But he's a junior, so we'll get to see him come back next year.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got a little bit of tendencies to look a little bit like somebody, you know, about 3 years ago we used to watch, and that is Euler De Leon, you know.
Right.
And he gives, I mean, nobody's exactly like the other, but he gives some of the same techniques and the way he runs.
Wow.
He's very powerful, and he's got, you know, Euler De Leon also had that speed. And we saw that now a little bit from Guetta. And that's something to build on even for this year, for the rest of this year and on. You know?
Well, yeah, you've got seniors in Mabane, Swartzlosey, Cropper's gone, Rangel's a senior, and Choppa's a senior. So, I mean, your backfield next year is going to be basically brand new.
Yeah, and
you know?
But they're all good, solid running backs that had game experience.
Right.
So
no, and that's huge. That's huge. So great to see that. Panthers there to kick off. This time it is number 55, Craig Hyman, to kick off for the Panthers, and a fair catch called by the Cougars. So they'll take over at their own 25 with 10:08 left here in the 4th quarter. Your Navarro Panthers. My name's Lance Blackburn. I'm here with Hank Dieter tonight on color. I'm your play-by-play guy, and it is 64-7. We are broadcasting live here from Jarrell High School in Jarrell, Texas, where your Panthers are up big time. And a timeout, the second timeout there for the Jarrell Cougars, starting off at their own 25-yard line. So as we take the timeout, again, volleyball tonight, win over Bandera. The Lady Panthers in volleyball are in 3rd place in the district at 7-3. We got a big week next week against at Bernie, and comes back home to finish district against Wimberley, fighting Wimberley for 2nd in the district. So big week for the Lady Panthers in volleyball.
I was late. We were throwing up the QR code there.
So they hand off, and no room there to run. And it looks like a lot of second-teamers in for the Panthers on defense. But
good job up front, that's for sure.
Right, big loss there. I see big, a couple-yard loss. So going to bring up 2nd. I take that back. It looks like the chains were almost looked like the chains are a little bit off, but they've adjusted them now. So 2nd and 8 from the 27-yard line. So good, like you said, good job up front from the Panthers. Handoff this time. Nope, he fakes it, and he's going to roll to his right. He's going to move, but he is hit hard. Let's see who that is. That's Dylan. That's Trotty, and it looks like number 30 for the Panthers. That's Max Donaker. So he gains a couple more. It's going to bring up a third and about 4.5 for the Cougars from their own 31-yard line. So again, Rodriguez in the shotgun. One back to each side. He throws, he looks right, he cocks it, he catches it. That is Dotson, who just runs a little in route for the first down. A little
dink and dunk, here. And those type of plays seem to work really well for Jarrell early on. But like I said, you got a running back that averages well over 100 yards a game, and haven't used him much tonight. I don't understand. That's
I don't. Yeah, it's a little puzzling for sure. So 1st and 10 here for the Cougars from their own 40. Rodriguez back. He hands it this time. No, he fakes it. He's got it. He does a pitch, almost an option play. He's got about 9 yards, close to the first down, out to about almost the 50-yard line for the Cougars. So little new wrinkle there. Yeah. Almost like the Kansas offense.
Yeah,
for you college football fans.
Right, and you see this in more and more high schools that throughout, and we saw a little bit of with this earlier too.
Yeah, he basically does an RPO where he keeps it, but he's got a back trailing him.
Right.
So when he sees a defender, he pitches it back, and that's exactly what Rodriguez does. This time he hands it off inside. Nice move there. Pick up the first down there for the Cougars, but he's tackled by number 22, and that is Braddock Delaney for the Panthers. And again, a lot of youngsters out there for the Panthers, including Cohen Blunt playing defensive end. Good to see.
Yeah, I see now on the pants on the Panthers, it says Panthers just on the outside of those white pants. Looks really cool.
So again, he fakes the handoff. He rolls to his right. He's got a receiver. He's there. He picks up the first down and about 14, a little out route, a simple out route there by Jacob Carruthers.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't know. I mean, almost unstoppable because he runs. The Panther cornerbacks are playing about 8-9 yards off a receiver. So, you run like you're running a deep, or like a 9 route or something, or a 6 route if you're in the Leach offense.
And we know they can move the ball. I mean, we know most of our, we've rotated in some of the underclass.
So again, he throws deep. He's got a receiver. It's a moon ball. It's bobbled and dropped by both the Jarrell receiver and the cornerback back there.
Here's the replay.
It's like Hannibal drops it. So the moon ball goes up, bobbled. And Corbin Hannibal had a shot at the end there for the Panthers, but he can't quite get to it. I don't know if that was caught up in the wind. We're inside, so.
Right. And it did look like it get caught up on the wind because that wind is coming directly from that direction.
And he's throwing into the north wind here, which they got the cold front rolling in. He hands this time again. Nice moves again. And I'm with you, Hank. The number 6 Neblett is Jamarian Neblett, a senior. He's got some shake and bake to him.
And at the end, you see him even try to finish the runs. He lowers his shoulder, kind of like a Marshawn Lynch type, running back. And so that's why I'm really confused.
Yeah, 3rd and 5 here from the 32-yard line of the Panthers. Shotgun formation, one back to each side. He looks to his left. He fakes pump, and he throws it deep. Oh, but the receiver gets past, but it's a little bit overthrown over the top. And again, he's trying to hit Carruthers, number 1, the senior, who was behind the Panther defense, but just overthrows it.
Yeah, the scoreboard got on the way a little bit there.
Right. So that's going to bring up 4th and 5 here from the 32-yard line of the Panthers. with just under 6 minutes to go here in the game.
Yeah, that wind it looks like it is starting to pick up as the cameras are right up on the top deck, and you see him move quite a bit.
So he rolls to his right. As Rodriguez, he throws. He's going for it all. He looks. He's got a receiver, and he pulls it in, and that looks like it's Dotson for a touchdown. Unfortunately, the Panthers, that was Montgomery Elder. He didn't look back.
Yeah, and he gets it if he could, time it a little bit better, turning around, knocking that ball down.
Yeah. He had decent position, right? If he just turned around and found the football.
Yeah, and sometimes, it's just that split second where receiver reaches out almost over his head before it realized. And, receivers now are also taught, is try not to look like the ball's coming. Actually, you see it, but don't.
That's right. So the kick is up and good. That's going to bring the score here with 5:50 left here in the fourth quarter. Your Panthers 64, the Jarrell Cougars 14.
Well, and this is, remember, this is all with, underclassmen coming out, the second team playing right now. But, great for our underclassmen or our second team. I shouldn't say they're all underclassmen because some of them may be seniors and such. But, still initially in that drive, they did pretty good. Jarrell got a couple of short passes in place, but then it looked like the Panthers were holding for a little while, but then making the big play there on that big pass play.
Yeah, so a couple of scores. Wimberley Texans tonight, final 72-0 over Manor New Tech.
Oh, yeah, I see that now.
And the one I've been watching for a while is I'm keeping a close eye on the Sinton Pirates.
Yeah. What do you got on Sinton?
I've got Sinton up 55-25 in late in the third.
And that they were playing.
I'm sorry, they're playing Orange Grove.
Orange Grove, yeah.
Which.
Yeah, sometimes they have good teams, sometimes not so good. But
yeah, I think I looked at the computer tally for points and advantage, disadvantage here for this week, and it was about 26 or something for the Sinton Pirates. But
man,
the ball just kind of kickoff rolls around there for the Panthers, and I can't see who that is, but. He finally hops on it.
Yeah, Mabane.
Mabane, okay, that was Mabane.
Yeah, it was like, I think he was thinking it was going to have one more bigger hop than it did, and it's like, oh my goodness. So, and he's like, oh, I better fall on this thing. It didn't hop that far. So the Panthers get it inside the 20, about at the 17-yard line, is where they're going to, looks like they're spotting it.
All right, so the Panthers will take over at their own 17 here. Looks like Peyton Helford under center for the Panthers. He hands it straight up the middle. That's going to be Cohen Blunt. And he rumbles and stumbles down for a first down. Gains about 12 yards, it looks like.
Yeah. And that's a freight train there coming at you.
Yeah, it is. So the 75-yard drive there from the Cougars results in a touchdown to get 14 on the board for those guys. 5:20 and counting, and we'll see what the Panthers do, if they're going to roll the clock here down, or the play clock at least, down to the final seconds to see what Helford does. He's underneath. He hands it. This time it's bottled up quickly, though.
Yep.
No room.
The cameraman was, where'd the ball go?
Yeah, that was Trotty, and Trotty looks like he might have lost a yard or so. So that's going to bring up second and, well, it looks like 10. So
yeah, and now, the Panthers are just content to run the rest of the clock out if they can get a couple first downs, and
sure.
They can just take a knee from here on out. They have to let the game clock go down, which it already is, down to 5 seconds.
So good job there by the freshman with clock awareness.
Right.
And this time it's Mason Harvey up the middle. And he's going to gain about 5 on the play, bring up a third down.
So now,
well, Hank, what do you think?
Well, I think if memory serves me correctly tonight, we have not punted the ball tonight at all.
You know what? I'll go back through my stats here.
And
a drive chart at least.
And I would tell you that one of the things we talked about early in the in Coach Blunt in the interview is that I told him, well, just don't punt the ball because we had 3 blocks this year.
And we have not.
And we have not punted the ball once. So I guess he said, yeah, okay, well, listen, Hank, we just won't punt the ball. We'll just score every time.
So maybe that was a goal for the for the week there.
No.
And so the handoff there, it looks like I'm sorry, that was Helford.
Yep.
Helford up the middle. And he's going to gain the first down, so keeps the drive alive.
One more. You really maybe not even another first down. Yeah, they'll probably have to get one more.
Yeah, we did not
down.
punt in the first half. Looking back to Kibbe stats, and according to my drive chart, we haven't punted the whole game. So 1st and 10 for the Panthers at the 44-yard line. 3 minutes to go here in the second half, or in the fourth quarter. And again, nice awareness there by Peyton Helford.
Yeah,
he hands it again. This time, that's Mason Harvey. And Harvey's going to pick up about 4 on the carry, maybe 5. We'll see where they spot it. But, yeah, I mean, hey, what do you think going into next week, Hank? I mean,
you're
up 64-14.
Yeah,
so
it's just really hard to tell, because we've played some good quality teams in Cuero and Lavernia, and hadn't done so well then, but we hadn't had some of the personnel that we're going to have back and playing, like Cohen Blunt and possibly Matt Richardson. So some of those players are going to make a difference, those little pieces in the puzzle.
So the handoff straight at the middle. That's Blunt. Blunt's running off. He's in the secondary to the second level, and they just grab his ankles inside the 25-yard line. But
yeah, here's the replay there. Cohen Blunt going right up the middle.
And showing those quick feet for the big man.
That's right. And I was, and I just mentioned him coming back for next week. We didn't have him in those games before against like Cuero or Lavernia and the 2 losses the Panthers had. And so right on cue, huh?
There you go.
That's why I laughed. I was like, what? Oh, okay, there he goes. I thought he might have was going to go in to score.
I know. At first, when he shot out of the can and out.
Oh, man.
But no. We'll talk a little bit about this, but yeah, big game next week.
Yeah.
At home. Oh, it looks like motion.
No, I guess they're not going to call it, so we'll keep the clock running, and this should do it. A couple
of kneel downs from Helford, and
So he'll only have to kneel the ball down one more time after this one, I believe, and see what. Let's see where the clock is. I was looking. No, he may not. He may only, if we get inside of 40, which it will be. So, one more kneel down, and that'll be the game as Jarrell's lining up, and the Panthers look like they're lining up at the 50, getting ready for this thing to get over with for the guys still on the sideline. Last kneel down right here.
And they do.
And the Panthers.
And that's going to do it, folks.
Wow, big game for the Panthers. Good, solid football game. It looked a little scary very early in the game in that first quarter on that 44-yard drive by Jarrell, getting great field position after a nice run back on the kickoff, but that was pretty much it, except for that 70-something yard drive they had. So, man, Panthers look good tonight.
Boy, they did. And they're going to take the victory back to Geronimo Navarro.
Can't celebrate too long. We can celebrate for the next, until probably midnight. After that,
that's right. That's right.
You got to get ready for Wimbo. It's Wimbo week, folks.
It is. And the win here tonight from your Panthers, 64-14. They're going to win this one by 50.
By 50. Didn't mean to walk on you with that, but the Panthers do it again here the way they're supposed to.
Should set up a victory, or I'm sorry, a district probably it looks like a district championship game here.
Yeah, next
week. At home against the Wimberley Texans, which, hey, we in Pantherland, we love to see that, right?
Yes,
we love to see championship games, and we love to see them at home. So
yeah, and we're always we're always looking forward to these. I mean, in the past, I mean, there was 3 years in a row Panthers, dominated Wimberley.
Yes.
And before that, it was Wimberley, and
Yep.
now after that, it's been Wimberley. So
Yep.
now I think
Yep.
it's time for the tide to change a
no,
little bit.
you're exactly right. In the early 2010, 11, 12.
Yeah,
Maybe 13. I can't remember exactly. It was Wimberley, and then 14, 15, 16. Maybe even 17. It was the Panthers, and then the last 3 years we're 0-3.
Yep.
Against the Wimberley Texans. So
yeah,
man.
Yeah. So I know that you had your your brackets, and I think they're going to hold true for right now from what you showed me.
Yeah.
I mean, right now it's all going to depend on that game next week. Whether we fall in the top of the bracket or
That's
we
right.
fall in the bottom part of
right.
the bracket.
Yeah.
So we'll see how the Panthers, if they can prevail next week. And Wimberley looks like a buzzsaw right now. I mean, they're going through everybody. They're really haven't been challenged, and so we're going to have to figure out, how does the Panther, offense and defense contain with that? It's both sides of the ball and special teams. That's one team you can't kick the ball deep to because they're going to run it all the way back.
That's right.
Or have a good chance to do it.
Well,
but we also do too.
That's right.
If you get it to a Gabriel Rangel, of what you've seen in the past,
right.
He could take that ball, the distance into the house every time he touches that ball.
Well, one of the biggest things I remember last year when we played Wimberley at Wimberley, it was a tight football game. We lost 21-14. We had the football on their 45-yard line with about 3 minutes to go in the game, and we ended up fumbling, but we were going in for the tying score.
Right.
But I remember one of the biggest differences in that football game was we punted the ball several times.
Right.
But every time we punted it, they caught the punt. They did not let the punt.
Right.
They did not let the punt drop.
And they saved that.
And that saved all that yardage.
Right.
In a game like that, Hank,
that is critical.
That is huge because the ball could bounce 20 yards, 25 yards, 30 yards. Maybe it's 10 yards. But at the end of the day, that's huge. So it's little things like that is my point. And that's going to matter here in our practice time next week in the game. So
I do agree with that. Seems to be that, hey, the farther we're away from the from the end zone, the more time we could take off, and we could just drive it down the field and score. But with a team like Wimberley. Agree with you on that, but I mean we've seen that in the past, or where slot T teams tend to let the ball bounce.
Right. Well, and it's a simple thing. So
right.
So hopefully we're looking at that, and we're looking at some other things. But hey,
yeah.
couldn't have got a bigger and a better win tonight.
Right.
From what I saw, I don't know. I'm not on the field. But one of the big things for me tonight was injuries.
Right.
And I didn't see any. We didn't see anyone carted off. We didn't see any big injuries, things like that. So,
very good point.
Let's hope and pray that everyone's healthy. And we got Scholke back next week. We got Cohen Blunt back this week. Matt Richardson.
Matt Richardson is scheduled to come back, you say?
Yeah,
and,
I think so.
I'm going by what you've heard, and
right.
so we'd love to see, the full complement of the Panthers back,
right?
To face somebody as tough as Wimberley. And I'm sure Wimberley's over there going, okay, Panthers are a tough team too. We can't just, overlook them either. And I don't think they are, because I think even though with that rivalry, there's respect. So.
Yeah, absolutely. And there always has been. So,
yep.
So we'll look forward to that next week. Hopefully, we're just so you know, we are trying as the audio-visual club, the broadcasting club here in Navarro. We are attempting. We're going to see. We're going to try to get maybe. This isn't a guarantee, folks, but maybe get volleyball. We're going to maybe try to do a doubleheader with volleyball ahead of the football game tomorrow, or I'm sorry, next Friday night.
Next Friday, yeah.
We're working on that, so don't hold us to it, but we're working on that.
Yeah,
and,
trying to get all the logistics
yeah.
and maybe even see if we can get the game moved up a little bit in time.
Right.
I mean, that has been done in the past just so both teams, because it's not only, benefits Navarro, it also benefits Wimberley, because if they get their support, for both games, if you start the volleyball early, you play that, and then you play a football game.
Right.
Those fans could just hop on over.
Yeah. They just got to walk out of the event center right to the football field.
Hey, I think they should be able to use their tickets for both just for that purpose, just so we can get a huge crowd there. How about that?
Right, there you go. And, hey, it's a huge volleyball game for district play, and it's a district championship basically for football. So, So it's for second place in volleyball. And it's for, basically first place in football.
It's for district championship. There's no doubt with Austin Achieve and Maynard New Tech after that. It hasn't been able to show much this year against, tough teams.
Right. So
I know we're having an abbreviated post-game show. I don't think we'll have the final stats. We know that it's a lot to a little.
Yes.
But I will tell you this, that Navarro had they had 51 attempts in rushing to have 421 total yards in rushing. Getta was 8 rushes for 80 yards. Jarrell had 209 yards passing and only 13 yards rushing, because you count in the losses, as far as a tackle for a loss and all. Dotson had 13 catches, though, for 155 yards and 2 touchdowns. But I will tell you this, I already have in my mind who I want to be player of the game, and I'm going to see if we're on the same page with it.
Go ahead. So, I almost know we are.
Yeah, I think we're on the same page. We saw great running from him. We saw him have a scoop and score.
That's right.
And I'm talking about Nick Schwartzlose.
Yes.
Yeah, number 3 for the Navarro Panthers. Nick Schwartzlose is our player of the game. The Navarro Panther Network player of the game goes to Nick Schwartzlose, number 3. And what a great job, he did tonight on both sides of the ball. And we're just, he had that fullback position tonight in a way that, we haven't seen in a while, where, he's making, 4 or 5 yards and then some every time he touches the ball. Thanks to the offensive line, I don't want to take that away, because we saw several times offensive line collapsing the defensive line. So good job by the offensive line. But Nick Schwartzlose, again, our player of the game. So that's pretty much for our post game, and we want to go ahead and run our QR code and we'll run the credits. We'll get those credits up. If you want to donate, you can definitely donate by taking your camera and donate to the Audiovisual Club, and it'll give you a link. And so we'll go ahead and we'll get that up for you. Yeah, okay. So we're back, and this is the Audiovisual Club. Jeremiah Sanchez, Josh Brooks was here tonight as part of our production crew. The sponsor is Miss Beatrice Wells, and then volunteers tonight, Lance Blackmore, myself, and Stephen Sharkey. And special thanks, we go back to the Panther Posse for their contributions in the past that have made this broadcast possible. And again, we scroll through. Now there's the QR code for you to get to that link. So Lance, I'll let you go ahead and take us out if you want, and we can finish this thing up and get out of here and get on the road. Yeah.
Well, yeah, exactly. So Hey, if you are here and you're still watching, be safe. We'll see you back in Geronimo tomorrow. But big win here, 2nd District. The Panthers are 2-0 in district here from Jarrell, Texas, Jarrell High School. The final score tonight was Navarro Panthers 64, the Jarrell Cougars 14. And we will see you next week for the big shootout in Geronimo.
Yeah, Irwin Lee Field.
Wimberley Texans, come out.
Yeah.
Support. Bring your grandma. Bring your cat. I don't know.
Bring your cowbells.
Bring your cowbells. Bring anything to be loud. But it's going to be huge, and we just love doing this game. So thank you so much. We will see you next week. Good night, and God bless.